What's wrong? All right.
Mm,
Welcome, everyone, to Farideh, a kingdom that is very well and truly fucked.
I'm not sure if I like that statement.
Huh.
so,
This
uh,
is gonna be fun.
roughly 50 years, a war ended with their neighbors, the Wood Elves, to the west. And since then, tensions have just been steadily rising in the kingdom. People have just kind of lingering mistrust, especially towards the elves that are remaining in the kingdom, often calling them knife ears or points or anything, to the point that, like, even half elves often wear hats or hoods around town just to hide their ears. So, on top of all that, we have now there are rumors that the Dragonborn, which haven't been heard from in hundreds or thousands of years, are amassing strength again in the waste to the east that they were banished to when the humans took over this kingdom after, with the help of the elves, which is the irony is not lost on anyone. So, with that threat looming, bandit activity has increased within the kingdom. And that brings us to a small town, kind of a little bit south of the capital, mostly west, um, called Gesh, which is a kind of small mining community that really more or less act as like a hub, kind of a go between, because they sit right up to the north of a lot of the main farmland. And so the fact that they are the target of bandit activity is actually a little odd, because if you're going to try to cripple the kingdom, hitting the like 40% of crop yields would be much better than like the 3% of unrefined iron. Because for the most part, the relationship with the dwarves to the north is still pretty good. And so they still import a lot of their actual iron and gold and like precious metals. And so while Gesh does provide that, not to the point that they should be um, really a target of bandits. So that is where we are. And in this town, which the 26th Company of the Royal Infantry has been dispatched to kind of investigate, see what kind of bandit activity is going on, and if possible, remove said bandit activity. We have a kind of wood elf scout in the army who is just kind of perusing the town that she's in. Blue, would you like to introduce us to your character?
Duchess is a wood elf who has a very enigmatic past, and she's got a very camouflage, kind of speckled brown and green cloak on. She's You can't really tell her body shape under the cloak and the baggy clothes, and she's just very cautious. She doesn't approach people, people don't approach her. If anything is to happen, she's most likely not going to be in the middle of it. She's got emerald green eyes, jet black hair, and a flower crown of orange lilies and purple carnations.
Very nice. And as you are walking around town, what would you say kind of Duchess is um, kind of doing?
Looking around, looking down back alleys, sticking to the shadows, trying to be very unobtrusive and fade into the background.
And so as you're kind of doing that, um, you're kind of, you're keeping to kind of the sides and the rear of all the buildings. You're kind of walking around. You're keeping all the villagers in your peripherals. You are making sure you know where everyone is at all times. You do kind of uh, make your way back to the town square where Captain Marcus has set up a kind of temporary command tent. And if you could go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Un momento while I look at this. 16. So the base roll is a 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 total.
All right. So I'm going to tell you a couple things. First, you notice that Marcus's expression is not one of happiness. He's not mad. It'd be like you run into like a coworker you don't like in public, and it's like it's kind of that exhaustion and frustration from having to be nice to them for the period of time that you interacted with them. And now that they're gone, like your real face is allowed to kind of show again, which is just like ranging from annoyance to mild disgust kind of thing. And as you kind of track his eye line, you see three figures: a young man with kind of stark black hair, um, who appears to be fairly young and shorter than the other two with him. There's a kind of very confident looking um, man in gold armor. And despite the fact that there's also this giant encased in black armor, it's the one in gold that really captures your attention because you have a memory of a man in gold armor, wolf pauldrons on the shoulders, blonde hair, cocky grin, and you remember fire and you remember a blow to the back of the head. But you know this can't be the one you're thinking of because he was a human. He
Right.
would not look the same. But you could swear it brings you right back to that night, and you know it's him, but you also know it can't possibly be.
Am I able to just kind of stand behind a couple people near Marcus? Just not be be very unobtrusive, but still keep an eye on this one guy.
Yeah. So they are currently leaving. They're kind of walking away from Marcus. You kind of came in on the tail end of the interaction.
Sure.
They are kind of leaving out the east gate um, to get back onto the main road. And Marcus is just kind of staring. You definitely see um, his expression change subtly depending on which person he's looking at the time. And
Sure.
like you see kind of like a sad fondness for that young man who's with the two of them. And
The one
then
in gold armor.
the young man who was shorter, just kind of dressed in kind of noble clothes, black hair.
Got it.
And then when he looks at the one in the gold armor, that's where it just like immediately goes from like not even annoyance, like disgust. Like this is a coworker that you have trouble being nice to when you're in the office, let alone when you run into each other in public.
Hmm. Can I slide up to Marcus, just kind of off his left side?
Yeah.
And
Are you wanting to kind of sneak up on him, or
not really sneak, but just very quietly. Like,
okay? Yeah.
not trying to scare him, but I just naturally walk very quietly.
And you get right up next to him, and um, kind of without turning around, he just kind of says, just kind of out into the middle of nowhere, because he doesn't turn to face you. He's like, I could have sworn that you were supposed to be out scouting today. Am I
Hmm.
wrong, Duchess? Shade, am I wrong? Was she not on? Was she not assigned to a scout troop this morning? I believe she was, yes.
Like it was very boring or something, Marcus.
Not everything is fun. Sometimes you have to do the boring things because it helps build rapport with the others. And when they start to look at you as one of them instead of this kind of shifty, keeps to herself outsider that the captain for some reason has a special interest in, they're going to start, warming up to you and treating you like an actual member of this company.
Well, considering how I got here, I don't think that's in the cards for them.
We have a very wide array of people who came here for various reasons. And the exact reason why you're here might actually endear you with some of them. It might turn off a couple others, but you can't please everyone, can you?
No. Who was the one in gold armor, by chance?
That is, you may have caught glimpses of him in the capital occasionally. His that is Ramus Brightwood, and he is an unbelievable asshole. He is, along with his bannerman Boars, is escorting the prince around the countryside. Apparently, the crown decided it would be a good what's the spinning way to say publicity stunt? Outreach
Yo,
to
dog and pony show?
you and I could not spin things. We need someone else to come up with these words. But yes, a dog and pony show to go to the more remote towns in the kingdom and see what the general feeling among the subjects are, especially those who are experiencing some trouble with bandits.
She just stares at him. She doesn't say anything, she just stares.
And Marcus just kind of nods, like he doesn't know anything about your history. He just sees someone else staring daggers in the back of Ramus and bonds with you over that. And we are going to pivot away from this scene, and in a different part of town, uh, we have a kind of new recruit to the army, newly in the Mage Corps. She also tends to keep to herself. Fig, would you like to introduce your character?
Oh, okay. Sorry, my mic died for a sec there for some reason. Um, so Sangchen is just the most sickly looking person you've ever seen. Um, their hair's like very, very long, dark, kind of wavy, almost stringy. Um, they look like they've been sick either for a long time or they were sick for a long time and then they stopped being sick. They're kind of dressed in layers upon layers of like kind of scrappy clothing. It's all like clean and put together, but they're just layers of it. So many layers. So you can't really tell like what the gender is, and it almost kind of at some point isn't super important. But they're kind of walking around with their like folding fan gently wafting in front of their face, kind of paying attention to what other people are doing and talking about, um, trying to not draw any attention, but trying to pay attention to what is going on with everyone else.
And
Yeah.
so, as you're kind of walking around town, kind of trying to kind of withdraw inside yourself to be as kind of as as small a possible target as you can,
Mhm.
um, and keeping your eye on, you do see um, like quite a bit of activity. Marcus's company is typically around 40 strong. So you've got a lot of kind of small squads that are kind of grouped. You see some of them are talking to the villagers on the street. You do see kind of this group of scouts kind of come in through the west where the fence has not been completely completed. And you do just kind of see kind of a bustling, kind of almost military camp right now, but there's just a small town inside of it.
Do I see where Marcus is stood? Because I think he, at the moment, is the most interesting to me. Because I
Yes.
don't know that I've had time to get like a feel for what he's like.
Yeah.
Um,
So he had set up a temporary command tent basically like in the town square. And you do see some kind of frustrated villagers because it's made it kind of impossible for the kind of pop up market they have in the town square to operate while he is there. Like it's not impossible, but it is annoying
mhm.
with where he's set up. Um, but yeah, he's right in the middle of town.
Okay. I would probably try to position myself near his tent so that I can kind of overhear what people are saying in it, like near him. Um, but just very much looking like I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just out to enjoy the weather, as it were.
And while you're kind of idling, you see that he is in uh, kind of silent conversation with, you're assuming another soldier. You have probably seen her around, but probably haven't really interacted with her yourself, and so you're assuming she's part of the company. She has weapons. She has gone where you've gone. um, so um,
I will say I am interested in the one with the flower crown. If I get bored of Marcus, I may follow her a little bit, see what she's up to.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Um, so as you kind of post up near the town square to um, kind of go wherever the most interesting person is.
Mhm.
We are going to go to the third member of our party who um, security is very important to this individual. And the fact that 2/3 of this town generously is actually protected by a fence is at the very least slightly concerning to this individual. Napa, would you like to introduce your character?
Uh, as he's walking around, he's not really paying too much attention to the villagers. He's just keeping an eye out for any wrongdoings or anything else, shady business and whatnot. Uh, he's just standing at his assigned position that they've basically told him to stand at, and he's just unflinching, just looking around constantly. He, would I see anything going on?
So you're kind of posted up. Let's see here if I can kind of zoom in a little bit. Kind of in this western part, where like obviously it's a work in progress on this fence because of the bandit activity. They're at least taking measures, but it hasn't been filled, and so you're kind of right here where the fence ends, kind of behind their chapel, and you can see the lumber mill to the south, where you see a lot of wood outside, and like they're planning on finishing the fence, they just haven't yet. And when there are bandits roaming, an unfinished fence is more or less useless. You don't see any bandit activity. You do see the kind of scout troop return from out west, um, and they don't look concerned or well, yeah. Why don't you roll an insight check? Because on the surface, they look like a job done kind of thing.
Okay. That's a 3.
Yeah. Uh, they they don't look concerned. That could mean anything. Maybe they didn't find anyone. Maybe the people they did find, they were able to take care of, but they look not happy, but just kind of like,
They
yep,
look like they're doing their job.
yeah.
Yeah.
They had a job to first thing in the morning, kind of go out a certain distance, kind of do a sweep, and come back. And whatever happened in that sweep was unconcerning.
I'll just keep an eye out on the tree line and everything else.
All right. And do you? Why don't you go ahead and just like roll a perception check for I guess because essentially what you're doing is you want to get advanced warning if bandits do come charging out of the tree line, kind of thing, right?
Oh, come on. Okay, that's better. That is what is it? 12.
Okay, we'll keep that with a 12. And so you kind of post up. Well, you've been posted up. You stay posted up, and you you're not really too concerned with what's going on in the city. There are a lot. The whole company's pretty much here, especially now that the scout troop has returned. Nothing is going to happen to the town. If something's going to happen, it's going to be a new threat coming to the town. And so you've got your eyes locked, or kind of going, you know,
Would be considered eyes, yeah.
right. What we would call eyes are focused on the potential threats that might happen. And so, as Fenrir kind of um, zones in on making sure the camp is safe, we're going to come to the last member of our party, who is a new arrival to Gesh. He's been on the road for some time, but he is just now arriving today. Travis, would you like to introduce your character?
Sure thing. As I step off the cart, I look around at this small town, and you can see there's just a little bit of disappointment as I was expecting something else. Not sure what, just something. I am tall for an elf. I am making no attempt to hide the fact that I'm an elf, unlike some of my other elven kin that are in this area. I have green eyes, black hair. My skin is very pale, though not quite as pale as Sanction's. And I have a air about me that I am where I need to be, and I am important. And I would like to find the nearest person that seems to know anything about anything, whether it's like a guard or someone moving a cart, or like a woman carrying a child and walking, and simply go, yes, I need to know who's in charge.
So, yeah, so you've got basically papers saying, hey, go to Captain Marcus and say you're available for use. And so you flag down, you do see just like this guard kind of in your typical standard colors. Like, despite how little your family cared about non-high elf issues, like through schooling, you can at least recognize like the official crest of the royal army of the human kingdom. And so you do flag down him with that very polite query, and he just looks at you and he's like, well, that be Captain Marcus. He's just walked to the center of town, just a big tent in the middle.
Thank you, good sir.
And he just kind of
Yeah.
shrugs and goes back to what he was doing before you stopped him.
Are there people in front of the tent, like guarding like the door to the tent, or is it possible just to walk in?
At this point, you do see a few people in front of the tent, but they're not guards. You do see two people that look fairly important, and third one maybe also important. I don't know. It's hard to judge what humans consider um, pedigree, but they all seem to be dressed in different attire than just the normal army suit of armor or hunter leathers or anything like that. Would just be like, this is who this, like, print them in a factory and send them out. Like, these three look to be unique. And there are, well, why don't you give me a perception check to see if you also clock Duchess?
All right. That is a 6 plus 4, so a 10.
That's not too bad. I'd say just because of who you are and who Duchess is, you probably don't clock her on your way to the tent. You just notice the three, um, which is Captain Marcus, and then he has two lieutenants. A dwarf with kind of salt and pepper hair and a long beard, and someone, could be human, could be an elf. They appear to be mostly hidden in leathers, hoods, and a mask. But one of them looks very important, and you could probably assume this is the Marcus that guard told you about.
Yes. I would like to approach him in the chest high. I'm announcing myself. Yes, I am Lorazis Manaflow, and I am here for service. And then I hand him my papers.
He's looking a little bit confused when you said you're here for service. Like, were you offering or expecting? And then you hand him the papers, which are basically, like recruitment papers, which is like, this person has proved to be qualified in one way or the other. We're assigning him to your company. And he finishes reading. They just keep sending me just random people. So what do you do?
Oh, well, I proved myself to have proficiency in magical abilities. And I kind of like that's the proudest thing I could possibly say that.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, I've got a incomplete squad that I'm trying to build up that I suppose you could join. Already got someone from the Mage Corps in it, but I suppose an extra magic user wouldn't be too bad in a pinch. Duchess,
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Where did you come from?
The wall.
This man, Larazis, am I saying that right?
Yes.
Apparently is very proficient with magic, and he'll be joining you and the if you could take him to our old pal in the armor. I think he's currently uh, keeping watch. I've heard he's very man, what's the word? This happened the second time. You and I have a conversation. I can't remember words as they're coming in my head. Vigilant. He's very vigilant. And I don't know what happened to the other one.
We'll find them. They'll
Yeah.
pop up somewhere.
But if you could go ahead and grab your squad and come back, I think you're finally full enough that we could give you a task that's maybe not so boring.
I'm already here. Hi.
And I'm blanking on your name again. I'm sorry.
It's Sangshan.
Yes, the shadow sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yes. This is Larazis. He will be the second mage in your squad. So I guess we're just missing the. I never know what's the proper way to call them. The
The
ghost in the
armor.
armor. But yeah. And he just kind of he recovers not well to Songshed being like, I'm here already. And he just kind of
I've been here the whole time.
waves you guys to go find Fenrir, who is keeping watch where the fence ends.
You got it, Captain Marcus. I
Thank
just leave.
Thank you, Duchess.
I'd like to go to Sangshan and just be like, do you need a cleric or something? You seem very ill.
I might be. I have no idea. I'd just walk away. Just fan myself and walk away.
Genuine confusion.
I mean, same, yeah. Very happy about it, though.
Yeah, I mean, she feels better than she looks,
Yeah.
mostly.
I'd feel like that wouldn't be difficult.
And so
Extremely rude, thank you.
we get back to the kind of western end of town. Fenrir, you've been posting up, and in this time, there hasn't been any commotion or attack, which maybe makes sense. Depending on how big of a bandit threat, they might not be attacking towns, but at the same time, if they're not attacking towns, why are we building a fence, you know? So, but it does go by quietly, and from the kind of inside of the town that you weren't keeping watch on because there's no threat comes from there, three other people just kind of walk up to you.
Hi.
Alive up there.
That's a good question.
Does it speak?
Oh, it's Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Barely.
I was like, I think Napa might be
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're a
I
little
was
bit.
like,
dying.
yeah.
I'm
You're
trying.
very quiet, and I have you bumped up all the way on my end.
I apologize. I'm trying to fix that so my mic can pick me up.
Oh no.
He turns to y'all and greetings. What
It-
do
it
for
does.
you? Does
I-
it keep cutting out?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hold on.
I will say,
Fix it.
this is one of my favorite things is where you guys get to talk without me talking, but I'm starting to get upset on Fenrir's behalf with Lorazis keep going it.
I'm trying to. Is this better?
It's fine. The guy's an asshole.
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit.
I was once human. Or I think I was. Elf man.
Well, that's rather unfortunate. My apologies.
I have a question. Do you know what you are now and why you're like that?
No.
Just-
I do not.
Fuck. Okay. Hey,
Just-
fine. Can you know, like, let me know.
I just woke up like this.
Okay. That happens. I've heard to a lot of people.
He
Sorry.
just kind of slowly
Yep.
turns back towards the forest.
Fig, would you actually like to do a history check?
Oh, okay. Think about. How do I roll it? Oh, like. Oh, hang on. I have another thing. Here's this good. I roll a d6 immediately. Thing. Roll a d20. Yeah. So apparently I can add it to that. Oh. 9.
It's possible you've heard that that's been happening to a lot of people, but you're probably just being nice.
Weird.
You're just trying to be like, yeah, you're not a monstrosity or an abomination. A lot of people come back
No,
as
no.
suits of armor.
To be fair, I don't really have much space to speak on the subject. I could have phrased it better, but it's fine. Social interaction.
Social anxiety.
Like you guys,
I excel at
yeah, you can
social
all
interaction.
clearly see. Like I'm hiding myself behind the fan. And like, God damn it! I failed at this interaction.
Would Finrir know that he's more like a construct, kind of like a warforged? Would that be common knowledge in this world to have warforged as well?
I think Warforged would exist. You'd have to remind me what Warforged specific thing is so I could tell you.
They're just like mechanical beings that were created,
Constructs with souls.
pretty much, like created with mechanical and magic, basically.
Right.
But this one, being an animated suit of armor, is more like uh, just magic.
So I'm going to let you decide what check to do here, because I feel like I do have an answer, so it's going to be what would Fenrir know? And so this would either be insight on basically yourself to see like if you've learned about Warforged, you would know based on what you are whether that's an apt comparison or not,
Like doing some
or
research and whatnot.
if you've done your own research between reanimating and your time in the army, you could do a history check instead. Or if there's another thing that you think would give you clarity, you can try to make that check. But I'll kind of let you decide which check to make, and then we'll see.
I will try and go with a history because that one does not have a -2. I was actually kind of more hoping go with Arcana since both mechanical, Warforged, and what he is now would be more attuned to magic type thing.
You could probably do an Arcana check. The chances of there being no magic involved in this process are pretty slim. So if you want to do Arcana, I'd allow Arcana.
Okay, yeah, Arcana. That is 14, 15, 16, 17.
All right. So um, you know um, the process that you were kind of subjected to once you were found didn't really yield any answers. It was mostly designed to make sure you didn't know anything. But nothing was said on what would happen if you did know something. But since then, um, while having zero memories of your past life, you are able to learn new things and acquire new memories. And as kind of a curious person about what or who you might still be, you do know that constructs are, uh, you know, created by something. And you're pretty sure that's not what happened to you. Like, the process might be similar, but to uh, it be like if Warforged were specifically all created by like a god. You know that you're not specifically been created. Like no one,
I've been repurposed.
yeah, no one like captured your soul when you died so that they could imbue it into the set of armor. Like you know deep down whatever happened, it wasn't like an intentional thing, at least not by mortal means. Who knows? Maybe the gods had something to do with it. But yeah, you're your own thing.
Okay. I'm basically like this by accident. I don't really have any memories of what happened before. I'm not sure if it's the same for the others like me, but I've been brought back by some will.
That's so interesting. Very mysterious.
It's more curious to me.
I also find it curious. I like finding answers to things. It's like a puzzle.
Hmm.
Though this puzzle might be more.
I'm not very good at puzzles. Yeah, that does make sense. I suppose finding out the mystery of where you came from is, a big fucking mystery.
Yes. So, is there something you required?
Nope. Oh wait, Marcus wanted us.
I was gonna say, Marcus wanted us to get everybody together.
Right when you were right when you said nope, and he was just about to turn back around and
All right.
into his.
Great session, everyone.
Nope, we're done. Yeah, no.
Just leave,
Marcus wanted
leave
us.
the
We're a
animated
group
armor
now.
do whatever he wants.
To be fair, I believe Duchess
Exactly,
was
we're all doing our own
present.
things.
Test you.
We were just chatting,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
I came to be rude. Is the thing. No, Marcus. I think he said we're a group now. Is that? Did he say that?
It sounded like we were under Duchess's care at this time. Am I correct in assuming that?
Oh, that's fine.
He just wanted us together, and that was about it. I assume we just go back to him. I mean,
I would assume.
I should have just stayed over there.
But then we
Probably
couldn't
should've.
have found our friend.
I would have preferred that. I embarrassed myself. I leave. I go back to my
So we were ordered to go to Captain Marcus, correct?
yes, correct.
Oh, okay. He'll take one last look out at the forest and march back over there.
And so you guys return to the center of town. Marcus spots the four of you approaching. So you were able to find him then.
Wasn't that hard. He's a gleaming suit of armor standing on top of a banister.
Fair enough. All right. So, as you
Around.
Oh,
may
Marcus.
know, and I guess, Lorazis, you might not know this, the reason we are here is there's some increased bandit activity. The past few shipments of ore has been intercepted on the way from the mine back to town, and currently no villagers are going out there. So, for the moment, your task is to interview some of the townsfolk and get more details on the attacks that happened, and bring any pertinent information back to me.
Okay.
Dismissed.
Yes, sir, Captain.
Uh,
Later.
it may be obvious already. I'm not good at talking to people. I want to sit this one out. Come for moral support, obviously, but the talking, no, not me.
Fenrir
You
is,
good with kids?
Nope.
Fenrir is going to the market, see if there's any of the normal villagers there.
I'm headed off to find a group of kids.
Oh God.
Hey man, they know what's going on.
I
That's
am
true.
quite
I-
good at talking to people. So
I will follow Lorazis then.
I cannot wait. So we'll go with Fenrir first. The market is basically just right next to where Marx's tent is set up. And you do see it's a bit more empty than usual because it's become a bit awkward for people to kind of do their normal business. But there are still a couple people there. Kind of looking like in between, like whether they actually want to try to set up in their normal booths and just see if people will walk around the tent to come peruse, or if they should just call it a
And I'll,
day, and the
yeah,
market is closed until these soldiers leave, kind of thing.
yeah. So, how many people are there?
I'd say there's probably about three villagers, all human. You they kind of look. Probably the reason they're most upset is they do all appear to be farmers, and so uh, it seems that potentially they came from the south with goods, and then when they got to town, found out that like the market is essentially closed, and now they're just wasted a day. They've got a wheelbarrow full of like
Goods and
vegetables
whatnot.
and shit, and no one is really in the town square to buy it.
Um, I will go up to closest one. Basically, the one that looks like they're been here the longest.
Okay. He kind
Excuse me.
of looks up at you as you say that. Actually, let me. Well, howdy. Are you looking to buy some vegetables? I got a fresh crop. Just brought it up today.
Sure, though I do not require food, for I cannot eat.
And this kind of realization, because at first glance, he just thought you were just a soldier in more armor than other soldiers, and like now he sees kind of the glowing blue orbs that appear when you have your helmet on, and there's nothing if you don't. And he realizes that you're not, you know, living. Um,
Well,
you do
in
seem
the turn.
friendly enough, so he is kind of controlled fear, like when
I
you're, I
apologize
guess,
for
like
my
uncomfortable with
appearance.
something.
Yeah,
Uh, well,
that's a normal reaction to people
there's
seeing me.
there's no need to buy food if you don't eat food. Is there
I will
something
speak to
else?
our cooks at the camp,
Okay, yeah, that does make sense to me. Um,
and I'll buy like maybe a handful of vegetables from him.
I feel like maybe 5 silver worth of like turnips and cabbage kind of thing.
For the is it? Are we doing 10 silver equals 1 gold piece, or
Yeah, if you just want to take 1 gold away to, or
yeah, I'll just give him a gold
yeah,
piece.
he looks very grateful. You take a good portion of the crops that he still had in his cart, debating whether he was actually going to set it up at a table. And well, why, thank you, sir. You really didn't have to buy that much. But
Just
obviously you didn't come here to buy food. Was there something I could do for you?
yes, I was seeking information on the goings of around town. If you could answer that.
I can do my best, although obviously, based on my poor planning, I don't know too much about what's going around town. Otherwise, I may have saved the trip for till after y'all had moved on.
Do you know anyone around town, here at least, that would have lived here the longest, or would have more information?
Oh well, the the mayor's been here a while, and he kind of points off to the larger house to the northeast of town, and also the carpenter. He tends to buy my food quite a bit, although I don't see him around today, so he must be avoiding it because of the clutter. Uh,
Yes.
and he
Apologies.
kind of points to the southwest, and you do remember while you're posted up next to the fence, you remember seeing the lumber mill that he's now pointing to from the town square.
Yeah. I think that would have been the closest building to where I was guarding.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for the information.
Oh, no problem at all. Once again, thank you very much for your purchase. You really didn't have to do that.
It is quite all right. I know our presence here is deterring more business than needed.
Well, I had heard rumors they were having trouble, so maybe it's for the best, and I'll just, you know, stick it out for. Hopefully, y'all won't be around too long.
That is the plan. You have a good day, sir.
You too.
And I'll just walk away. Is the mayor's house closer or the lumber mill?
Um, it's probably it might actually be like equidistant. You definitely see the mayor's house closer, but to get to like an actual door is probably about the same as if you went to the door of the lumber mill. So it's pretty much six one
Equal
way,
distance.
half a dozen the other kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll head to the lumber mill.
All right. And yeah, as you're walking, Duchess, you are currently looking for children.
Children to teens kind of thing, maybe in the rougher parts of town.
So you do. There are some kind of residential buildings, kind of the south of town, and then also there's a bakery right next to the inn to the north of town. And I mean, what kind of kids don't enjoy sweets and baked goods?
I'm gonna swing into the bakery, grab a couple of sweets and baked goods, few of them, and
All
then
right.
start kind of perusing the back alleys for either teenagers or if there's any kind of maybe groups of kids that are just kind of towards the end of the back alleys, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Um, so it probably wouldn't be like back alleys as much as like there's just like kind of open grassland in between a lot of the buildings that are just good for like young children to play. You probably see some of the older children probably just kind of leaning against like the side of the chapel. Um,
Are there any like teenagers that are kind of trying to hide but not successfully and doing like either drugs or just some sketchy shit?
Probably not that sketchy, but they're like you see like the young children playing just like in the field, and you do see probably some teenagers. They might not be doing drugs, but it looks like maybe they're playing like a dice game, just like in the shadow of the church, kind of on the opposite side, so that you don't really see them in from the town square, but you also can't really see them from the inn. Like you'd have to be like walking from the lumber mill to the town square to see where they're just kind of posted up.
I'll go up to them and kind of, hood up, kind of covering the flower crown, and just ask if I can join their game. And maybe while I'm doing it, flip a gold coin in between my fingers.
Their eyes just go wide when they see gold because they were when you asked in, they were about to tell you like, oh, it's like buy in is 3 copper, and then you flash gold, and
Uh huh.
we might not be able to play for gold, Miss
Duchess.
Duchess. Sorry. Uh, yeah.
Then if not gold, what about some of my lunch? And I pull out like some of the bakery stuff.
we we could probably match some bakery stuff, baked goods.
Supplies, bedding material.
I am a wordsmith, as proven by every interaction I've had
I
with
wish I
Duchess
was
involved.
there. Because if I was there, I would have been like, "What is less than gold? What? There's a smaller currency?"
I hate you so much.
Larazis has gotten change so many times, and it just always just hit the floor or the road that he's purchased things from.
Yeah,
He's
or
the
the
guy, you
person
go to
who's
put your hand
buying
out to give
things
it to him,
for
and he
me
just
gets
moves.
to keep it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you probably got a silver back from someone you sent to buy like your favorite like snack from the city you're from, and they brought you a silver and you chucked it at them for bringing you fake money.
Yeah. What is this? Get out of here.
But yeah, so they kind of all have cups full of dice, and they kind of take one out from each of their own and kind of hand you one. And they're like, well, have you ever played a Blind Man's Bluff? This is kind of similar to that, but also kind of the opposite. Like you can see it, but you're also bluffing. But you can't see all of it, and you're still bluffing. We don't have an extra cup, so you'd have to like use your hands.
Use your cloak. Oh,
We lost her.
hello? She gone?
He exploded.
Oh, there she is.
She was like,
Am I back?
"Yep."
Yep.
Okay. Woo. Sorry, my internet just went kaput.
Technical difficulties, alright.
Okay, so like I heard we could match the baking supplies and then improvise bedding materials, and then it all went to shit.
Yeah, I did hear you kind of break up. I think you were trying to say something, and it was like,
Yep, probably. So
So
sorry about that. My internet decided to say screw you.
that's no problem. So they have basically cups full of dice. They hand you kind of one from each of their dice. They don't have an extra cup to give you. And what's the
Whatever.
actual name of the game that I'm trying to think of? Because they play it
Is
in
it?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Liar's dice.
Liar's dice.
Oh, okay.
So they're playing a game of liar's dice. You missed me knowing exactly what it was and describing it perfectly. So
'Cause I left.
I never understood that dice game at all. And people actually explained it in YouTube videos. I'm just like, what the? What?
I kind of get it. I haven't watched the movie or seen the game in a while, but I kind of get it. It's a guessing game.
yeah, and a little bit of
So.
bluffing, as we covered when I
Yeah.
described it perfectly before.
So how many am I gonna have to roll? Okay, you know what? Just keep going. Getting ahead of myself.
So typically, uh, you've got 6 dice, but they all gave you one, so you've got 5, as does everyone else. And um, they kind of they shake it in the cup and they slam it down on the ground, and they're all in a circle. And the one to your right is like, I'll start so you can kind of see how it goes. And he kind of I should probably do some actual rolling. That would work, right?
Am I gonna need any dice for this, or?
It would probably be like a performance or a sleight of hand check, right?
So why don't you roll 5d6, and depending on what you get, we can um, do either performance if you want to go with a bluff, or sleight of hand to quickly switch one of the dice rolls, kind of thing.
Okay. So just roll my 5 and then tell you what I get, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. And
Okay, that's all right then.
Let's see
And
here.
me 17. 17 on my end.
I don't know how to roll.
What do you mean?
So what do you mean? Do you have like 5d6s? Because I do.
I
I mean, you
do.
can roll on.
I was gonna roll on just the little web page,
Yeah,
but
can
it
do it
didn't
on
give me
anything else.
one. So I'm just gonna, I guess, go into one of your.
I can roll a 5d6 for you if you need me
Yeah.
to.
Actually, that could be fun. Why don't all three of you roll 5d6, and when you choose which roll to do, like roll to yourself.
Oh, not public.
Yeah, I
And
was gonna
then,
say because
Okay.
you wanted to know my.
and I guess I know what your total is, but don't tell me
Actual.
what the numbers are,
Oh, okay.
because the first one is going to start off, and he's going to um, put his cup back down. He's going to say, I he tosses like 2 copper into the center. 5 threes.
That is a hefty start.
I'll toss like a solid like cinnamon bun into the middle and go 2 threes.
I think it has to be higher,
You have to either
or it has to be
either
a higher
number.
number, right?
Yeah, either has to be
Yeah.
a higher dice or a higher amount each time. So you could
So
say even like 1-4. That's a higher dice and would work.
Okay.
Or you would have to
So yeah, let's
say
just go with 1 4.
4. Yeah,
Yeah, 1 4.
because eventually it gets to where the only option is 6 6s, and you call someone a liar.
Mm-hmm.
and so um, do y'all want to play?
I'm down to play.
Why don't you go next? Why don't you make the bet?
All right, so it was 1-4.
Yeah.
We'll put 2 4s and throw in a copper for my dude.
Are you actually there though?
He's just
No.
playing
I'm
one of the
not. I'm
he's
playing one
playing
of
one
the
of the
kids.
kids.
Okay, I was like,
Kids
I
right
mean,
now.
Because I was like,
brain is not working.
it's either that or I try to play
You play 5
without
kids.
Play all
knowing what
4, yeah.
everyone else
So there's
rolled.
there's 5 kids there playing this.
Yeah. So
Oh,
There's an intermediate number of children.
yeah.
Just get rid of some of the children, it's fine.
Yeah, just get rid of a child. It's fine.
Technically, you're the
off.
you could
Heroes
get rid of a
attempt.
child.
Yeah.
Have someone withdraw from the
Yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remove the children.
Concede. Destroy the child.
Fenrir, do you want to make a bet?
Should I make a new roll that's private?
You could. Right now, all I see is that it equaled 13.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
do a different roll that's private.
If you click the custom roll and then click the physical dice, it'll pop up all the dice that rolled.
Yeah. What was the last bet?
2 4s.
2 6s.
And so at this point, like the pot has grown to about 5 copper and a cinnamon roll.
A large cinnamon
A
roll.
very large cinnamon roll. If anything, you probably still called and raised, and they're just treating it like like they're putting
They're just
down fair
hoping you don't
numbers.
bring it out. Yeah.
Look, man, they wanted my baked goods. They could have said just buy in for a few copper, but I offered my lunch and they said yes, so.
And so the current bet's 2 6s. Another one of the kids is going to kind of look. He's going to go 3 6s.
Getting high stakes now.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of passes back to, and he throws in a couple more copper. Kind of goes around to the other two, and they're going to. One is going to bow out. The other one is going to say 4 6s and toss 2 more copper in, and it goes to Duchess.
Right. Oh god.
At this point, do you roll again or?
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like because I'm not too clear on the rules.
If you call him a liar,
Oh yeah, you get to
Oh.
call that one
Then-
out.
yeah.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah. I'm gonna call him out.
All right.
Like,
And it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the total for everyone's cups, right? Equaling up to.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
there is a total of that many 6s on the board.
Yeah. And so he kind of flips his open, and you see that there's just 1 6 under his cup. And so he needs 3 more from the rest of you in order for him to win this. Right?
Yeah. At
Basically,
that
yeah, there needs to be 3 more on the board. I do not have a 6. So that when you
I
call
don't
someone
have
a
a
liar, you
6.
got to start over afterwards. So that person can't join back.
I have 2 6s.
Uh oh. Did
And
anyone else have a 6?
It was another
Nope.
did
kid
Duchess not
after
have?
me.
So I'll
I don't have
roll
a 6.
for
Wasn't there another kid
that
said
last
he had-
kid.
Yeah, he said
Okay.
he had 3 6s, and then he said he had
4
And
6.
4 I'll roll this to everyone. So we got 1 6. Got exactly 1 6. He scoops up the like 7 copper and the cinnamon roll and maybe like the half a croissant you bet for your second one. And he looks very pleased with himself. Do you want to go again?
This is kind of fun.
I do wish that maybe I had any knowledge besides the one time I had watched Pirates of the Caribbean before I was like, I can do this live.
There have been actual people on YouTube who have
Oh yeah,
done
I've
watched-
tutorials on how to play the game and whatnot.
I've watched a lot of those.
It's
Yeah.
like, I'm a terrible liar. Why would you want Why would you want to do that? And the point of the thing is you're supposed to lie.
Right? Because it's like you want to trick someone into like overbetting, right? So you can call them a
Yeah.
liar and get them out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, Duchess, would you like to play again, or are you wanting to try to pump them for information with some extra sweeps?
I maybe kind of a both thing. Like, hey, that was Great. So, why don't we go again, and while we're playing, I can ask you a few questions. How's that?
They kind of nod in agreement. And why don't you just kind of roll not persuasion, performance or sleight of hand, and then ask your question, and we'll just kind of see how it goes from there.
Um, sleight of hand and 15, 16, 22 sleight of hand.
Okay.
Roll the base 15. Yeah.
So yeah, um, it goes around a couple rounds of betting, and you just like you rolled 5 6s on your own, and so as soon as like one person, called any, you countered with like 6 or 7, and
Mhm.
you turn it over, and you win like the 12 copper that's in the pot, and your baked goods back. But while you're playing, feel free to ask the questions you would like to
So
ask these streetwise youths.
as as we're playing, oh, any suspicious activity happening lately? People you don't know, besides like the soldiers and well, me. But any random people looking for kids to join a band or something, or any suspicious activity other than what's going on already?
Nothing inside the town. My dad, he used to work at the mine. He hasn't gone out the past few times. Says there's always been. It seems like people are watching the roads anytime they try to come back. There's people with axes and swords waiting for him, and they they haven't hurt any of us, but they keep stealing what we're supposed to be selling.
Right. So, is there any general number, like, of people in that kind of band of, you know, delinquents that your dad's mentioned? Like, is it a big group, a small group? What kind of group is it?
I mean, I don't know. They never give us the details. They just say like there was a bunch of men on the road. They had weapons, because a lot of my uh, dad, like his friends, they all work at the mine together. So it's like it's a lot of a, like large men. So it must be more, right? For them to just keep giving
I would
up.
think.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. He always just says it's a bunch.
Mhm. Yeah. What about any of you other kids? Yeah, ever go outside the town walls or fences, just on a little expedition, adventure?
Uh, we sometimes we go into the woods. Sometimes we hear wolves in there, and we uh, he kind of looks at you suspiciously. Uh, you're not going to tell anyone, are you?
Ow! I'm sitting here playing a
Yeah.
game of dice that's probably illegal in this town. No, I'm not going to tell anybody.
Well, sometimes we just kind of like to uh, run out to. I mean, it's just like the edge of the forest. We don't even go that far in, but
Hmm.
we we'll toss like some meat out into the woods, and then when we uh, hear running, we sprint back to the town. It's probably not even that dangerous. He like kicks the dirt a little bit, like, and it's
Probably
probably
not.
not. Like, it's really just kind of dumb. Like,
Yeah.
you're just feeding animals at that point,
Wild animals, yeah.
but they think there's a possibility that they'll just ignore the lamb chops or whatever they chuck into the woods and run for the kids.
Right?
So They're just kind of looking up at you expectantly, or down. I forget how tall you are.
I'm 5'4". It depends on how tall the kids are.
Yeah, some of them might be eye level, some of them might be taller than you, because you did go looking specifically for teens.
I did, yes. Because sometimes they know shit that they don't because they've done things.
But yeah, so you know, it looks like it's all, at least from this one kid's perspective, getting secondhand knowledge from his dad. Um, they seem to be attacked on the road coming back uh, from the mine to the town. And it also seems like, for the most part, they haven't been harmed. They've pretty much been given the choice to either give up the goods or face violence. And each time
Right.
they've kind of
A
given
couple
it
more
up until
questions.
they just decide to stop going. Yeah.
First question: has anybody just up and disappeared from the roads of the towns? No, has there been any kidnappings? Like, I know you guys haven't been harmed, but has there been any kidnappings or just disappearances from town by chance? Maybe new people that have moved in lately, besides us?
I There hasn't been anything happening here. If you wanted just wider rumors about the area, you should head for the Crossroads Inn. It's just a little bit out east of us. Probably maybe a day or two, depending on if you got a horse or not. But I don't, I don't know. I think it's a conspiracy. I think if someone is trying to make us
Conspiracy.
think they're bandits, because who just like my
Give me
dad,
a
he's a pretty
word
smart
for
guy, and he talks about it all the
negotiation.
time. He's like, why would they just take unrefined iron from us and let us go? Like, they haven't tried to do anything else. They didn't even search them. They could have at least taken the money off of my dad and his friends, but nope, they just wanted the shipments. So I don't buy it.
Right.
Kid
Now,
smart.
for those of you who have gone off into the woods, has there been any weird sounds, lots of yelling, maybe voices that you think you heard, but maybe you had like maybe it's your brain trying to play tricks on you, other than the wolf?
Well, we love listening to the wolves when they're howling. But I guess recently, probably about the same time that these attacks have been happening, it sounds like dogs barking in the woods as well. And I don't know if they're new or if they're with the bad men that have been attacking us.
Right. And do you know about what area by chance?
He just kind of uh, I guess like tries to point around the church and just like kind of points up north. Yeah, that's where the woods are, and you can get to the mine through the woods, or you can take the road out of town, and then there's a kind of smaller kind of, we call it a trade route, but it's just like a small kind of pathway through the woods that it's really easy for the wagons to traverse when they all come out of the mine.
Hmm, cool. Thank you. And then I assume we play the rest of the game.
Yeah, and I
And
suppose
then
maybe you give some of them.
I said as I get up to leave, I'm gonna hand each of them that gave me in like I'm just gonna hand all the kids a gold coin each, and then split my bakery goods among them,
Just like speechless.
and then just disappear into the shadows. Be like, thanks for the info,
you
kids.
just you just like your last image is like all of them just holding a gold in one hand and a cinnamon in the other,
Yeah,
like
and
not
I
even.
It's
specifically tell
gonna
them
get
as I give them, as I give them the gold, I tell them that I was not here. I did not ask you questions. You do not tell anybody about me, and I won't tell anybody about you, no matter what happened. Am I clear?
there's a non-zero chance that they might not actually remember this interaction because they're just all staring at the gold. They just kind of go,
Yeah.
One
They
of them's
ain't gonna
get
tell
beat,
us
their
shit.
parents are gonna be like, "Who did you rob? Who'd you take this from?"
It's going to be like Wheel of Time, where all the boys are just like hiding the one silver crown that Moraine gives them.
Yep.
Oh God.
I'm not going to spend
I'm
it. It's
totally
worth.
that person. Duchess is so that person.
Oh man, I can't wait till one of those 5 turns out to be the chosen one in this campaign. All
Be
right.
like, I got my start because this random lady gave me a thing of gold and like a cinnamon bun.
Don't say that. He might turn into Anakin.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He might be the BBGG.
Are you Moraine or are you Padme?
Oh.
What did you like to know? Huh?
All right. Let's go back to I don't know. Why don't we have let's have Fenrir and Lorazith just both roll. We'll see who we go to next for their
I was gonna say you can go with
information
Lorazis.
gathering.
'Cause I
Hold on.
assume you probably-
Was he gonna go to the mayor?
I would assume you
He's
were gonna
going
go
to the
mayor.
lumber mill.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I'm going to the mayor because that's obviously the most important person here right now, other than
That's
the
what I
military.
God.
assumed.
That's fair.
I got an 11.
I can find. It's every window has it in a different spot. 14.
All right. So
You go with you.
we go to Lorazis and Songshen, you're with him, right?
Yep.
As emotional support, moral support, grammatical support.
Secretive. Yeah.
I'm teaching her how to talk to people.
Uh-huh.
I
Fuck.
cannot wait for this.
Mm, I definitely
And
made a choice.
You see, the secret is you have to act like you're supposed to be there because right now we're with the military and we're supposed to be here. As I knock on the door.
Uh,
and so you do see, probably everyone's pretty short to you, but he's
Yeah.
probably below average height for the villagers go. Kind of balding on top, has that kind of wide, bushy mustache, and a little bit heavy set, like someone who he probably worked in the mines for a good part of his life until he kind of became a mayor, and so it's like you can kind of still see kind of the muscle. He's just added on some comfortable fat to it from no longer having to work in the mines. He now watches over the town. And he opens the door, which, I feel like either insight or investigation from you, Lorazis.
Ooh, what is better? Ooh, investigation. Well, 8.
This
We're gonna do
manservant
great.
seems a little bit worse dressed than you're used to.
All right. uh, so this man opens the door, and I'm
He's
going to be like, "Yes, I'm here to speak to the mayor."
Well, I'm the mayor.
Oh,
Hi.
yes.
Oh, shit.
Hear the disappointment in Loraz's
It's
Oh.
through all of my dice. I was going to roll to see if he understood the O.
And it just went off your table.
Genuinely
just
hope he
immediately-
did. Like it was not hidden.
I slapped my dice tray and just sent everything
Got real
flying.
mad about it immediately. How fucking dare.
Well, excuse you.
God, I've already forgotten what fucking voice I chose for. Like I said, yes, I'm the mayor.
Oh, well, we have some questions that the captain asked us to go around and ask. Have you heard anything about bandits in the area? And if you have any information on that, we would like to have a conversation.
Well, obviously I know about the bandits. I mean, that's kind of why you guys are here, isn't it?
Uh, yes, but more information as to, which road is most affected by them, how many people or how many things they've taken, what they're after, who's been killed by them, such things. Bandits are quite ruffians and prone to violence often.
All right, in order. There's one road that goes from the mine back to town. They haven't killed anyone. They've seized 3 shipments. We don't know if that's all they're planning on doing. That's why I'm trying to build this fence, but I swear, like, we try to cut down more trees at the edge of the forest, and sometimes there's just like wolves. It looks like they're waiting for something. And so it's like, get resupplying our lumber's been hard. I, and then people complain to me, and I'm like, what do you want me to do? Go out there and kill wolves? Carry a tree back here? I'm just
I
the
feel like this is
mayor.
your job to fix.
I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to build a fence. Sometimes they come back and they're like, "Oh, we saw wolves," and it's like, "Well, were they bothering you?"
Yeah, you would think you could
Wolves
just
exist
throw them
anyway.
some lamb.
There's like 6 of them going out there and chop trees, and 5 of them come back with nothing.
Yes. I've learned from, neighboring factions that if you just feed wolves enough, they end up becoming friendly. You should train them to help you defend the town.
Well, I don't think
I have heard that's the
anyone
thing.
is wanting to feed the wolves. It's like,
Well, that's the mistake, surely.
I don't know. I feel like there's a certain delicate balance to like the ecosystem, right? Like we don't like they're doing their
Okay.
own thing. Like what? Who's to say
In
they
like
even want to
10
be
years,
domesticated?
this town's
There's,
gonna have
they're
war
gonna
grinders.
have wolf. Yeah.
Years,
the
it's
chosen
fine.
one that Duchess gave a gold coin to is going to be.
Yeah, hi.
Become the wolf
I'm very.
king.
Once we get all back together, I think everyone's gonna realize just where the wolves are coming from.
He's going to be riding
Whoops.
a wolf pup that he had raised from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yep.
will become the wolf king.
Can't wait to time jump 10
I'll be
years.
like, hey, hello again.
He's going to have at least 3 gold coins by the time he meets you again.
3 shiny gold coins.
Yep.
Oh my god.
He comes back as an adult and asks me, how many gold coins do you have? More than you, bucko.
It's
So
blind
rude.
man's bluff, but not. It's liar's gold.
I have more gold than you.
Rick,
Believe me, it's fine.
you're making me laugh and it hurts.
Oh no.
Either
The
just
boy.
you're just playing with Duchess. He's like, I've got 10 gold, and you're like, check again. And he's like, what?
What happened to my money?
Oh,
With one
Yeah.
hand she giveth
Yeah.
cinnamon rolls, and the other she taketh gold. All right, yeah.
yes.
The
Well.
mayor does seem flustered.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
trying,
weird.
but it just seems like there are things working against him.
Well, it does seem like you're putting in great effort. I guess I will take this information back to the captain and to see if we can assist you with your job.
Oh, I don't know that we can do that.
That was said as condescendingly as possible.
Oh. Travis, I'm sure you could be more condescending than that. I'm sure-
Can you say this
Not
out
fucking
loud?
hard.
No, out of character, out of character.
Aw.
I'm just bullying actual Travis.
um,
Oh, my ribs are making
I
me
feel
laugh.
like he's kind of caught between like he was raised in it to show like certain courtesy to guests, but at the same time, like there's no way he didn't catch the tone. And
No.
so it's like you kind of see him like caught in a half bow, and then he just kind of closes the door on you.
It's like he's
Completely
trying to
fair.
bow, but he's
Yeah.
it's quickly closing the door.
He closed the door. I turn to like walk away, and I go, I have to teach you to talk to somebody of higher stature later.
Oh man, I love you, Travis. I hate your character, and I love that for me.
wouldn't know what to do in his situation, so I can't really help. Did we get any information at all?
Yeah, there is one
Yeah.
road that has the bandits. They're not violent. I think I have an idea and a plan. We should all reconvene and we can talk about it.
Okay, I think I missed that completely. Okay.
Yeah, you've got probably some of the same information that Duchess got from the kids, which was, yeah, they seem to be hitting the road that's coming from the mines back to town. You got kind of additional information, which is they've seized 3 shipments. Duchess, the kids basically just said, yeah, they just kept stealing stuff until we stopped going, but didn't get a specific number. And so, as you're walking back to the town square, we'll go to the lumberyard back to Fenrir.
Yay. Taking up the rear.
And you kind of approach the lumber mill. It's kind of got like a really just kind of open door. You know, it's meant for,
Big lumber.
Yeah. Move trunks in, move planks out kind of thing. A lot of windows so that sawdust can escape outside, so you're not just breathing all that in. Yeah.
The benefits of having no lungs.
Never thought about it that way before. And you do, as you walk in, you do see this. He's actually this Leonin at the sawhorse, kind of sawing through some kind of tree logs to kind of shape them into actual usable, like, stakes for a fence.
Greetings, sir.
He looks up from his work. He's like, well, I gather that by your look, you're with the army that's come down here.
That is quite true, sir. I've been sent into town to ask some questions.
He looks a little bit defensive. He goes, questions about what?
The attacks of recent?
Okay. Demeanor immediately changes back to like relieved. Like, if you had been part of the conversation with the mayor, you'd maybe know that the stress from the mayor is kind of trickling down onto this poor guy for not building the fence fast enough. And so when you say, oh no, it's just about the, violence and the robberies, he's like, oh yeah, we can talk about that all day.
I mean, they did have me posted on near the unfinished fence.
I'm supposed to ask why that fence isn't done yet?
God damn it, I've told him once, I told him 1,000 times. Yeah.
I was just sent to gather information about the recent attacks, seeing if you had any.
I don't know if I've got too many details for you. It's best I can tell, those that work at the mines, they been stopped the last few times they were trying to come back. Some folks tell you 10 men, some will tell you 20. Feel like it gets exaggerated with every story. They haven't been back in a while, but apparently it's still causing some panic, and I've been tasked with crafting some stakes to put into a fence, but last few times, and I try to tell the mayor this, we've got plenty of wood. We don't need to keep sending them out there. They don't hardly come back with anything these days anymore. I need people to start putting these posts up. And he like points to a pile that he just has, and it's just like, shaved down to a stake. He's got rope readily available. He just needs
needs the manpower.
That's not his job. So
That does seem rather inefficient for him to be doing.
It's like he's bad at his job.
He's trying his best. Yeah.
So there was not. You don't have a lot of information about the attacks. Is there anything else going on?
I mean, some of the children sneak off to the forest at night and think no one sees them, but they can't hardly call that a crime. I can't imagine what they're doing out there, though. Uh,
Fulfilling the prophecy. Be quiet.
Feeding the damn wolves. Them damn wolves.
We're gonna come back and it's like, oh, all the children got eaten by wolves. It's like, oh, we could have done something.
What
They-
happened?
Couldn't have done
Oh man, this is
shit.
they
convinced.
knew it was dangerous. It wasn't stupid. Well, it was stupid, but it was
Exactly.
still dangerous.
Yeah.
You can't help stupid, okay?
They thought they were the protagonists, okay?
They
Oh, it was
weren't.
us?
Ah, fuck. Why does this keep happening?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't really know if there's anything else happening around town. Honestly, I mean, the bandits are a trouble, but it could be worse. Uh, they've always just shown, if you believe the stories, they've just shown their weapons and they've taken the shipment and let
Get
the
rid of the
the men
store.
come back to town, mostly
How
unharmed,
many-
minus their pride, I guess.
how many people does the mayor usually send to the mines?
Well, we used to have probably about 10 or so of us would work there, and now, uh, roughly, he's asking for them to volunteer to now go out to the woods to help chop down some trees for lumber. But that hasn't been going too well either. But yeah, I mean, it's a decent number of men that go out there to work, so I guess I could believe the ones that say it's 20, but I guess you get in those situations, you might start seeing double.
Very true. Why, thank you, kind sir, for the information.
Kind of nods to you and goes back to his sawing.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
My accent came out there for a second.
So,
We'll return to the captain.
and so as you all get back to the town square and uh, kind of roughly around the same time, because Duchess did spend a decent amount. She played a couple rounds of Liar's Dice, um, and then while she had the shortest to walk, she probably spent the most time with her
The kids.
with the kids,
Yeah.
whereas
Her
Lorazis was
kids.
pretty much uh,
Close enough. I bet if I asked them to do something, they'd probably do something for me because I gave them a gold each. Come
oh,
now.
you probably did.
100%. If this town ever grew to the point that it had a thieves guild, you could use them in it.
Yeah.
The parents wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
No, totally not.
It's good money though.
It's probably
Someone said
fine.
they'd do it.
Yeah. So you kind of all get back around the same time. Marcus kind of looks back up. You kind of see there have been soldiers kind of filtering in and out to the point where
Making
Marcus
reports.
hasn't really been inside his tent all day. He's just always been outside, kind of receiving reports from the scouts from outside, and then squads like yours that have been tasked with kind of
Information
gathering information around town. And he
This
kind
doesn't
of,
seem like a very big town.
it's not, it probably, you know, at this point, it might be either equal or there's more soldiers than there are townsfolk currently in the town.
Yeah, because especially for the market where it's people coming in to sell their goods. So
Yeah. You've probably got like maybe a few tradesmen who they live in town, take their goods to the market, but it's like there's an actual bakery, they're not going to be in the market. So yeah, it's mostly for um, you saw the farmers that came from down south. They come up to sell some
yeah,
goods.
do I pass the camp's cook tent? That way I could just give him the food on the way back.
Yeah, we can say you did, because he's probably like, I don't know. Um, Even though most of you are within the town now, you probably do have your camp set outside of the fence.
Ooh.
But yeah, you
Oh, that was EJ.
will just say you've he might be the closest, like probably pretty close to where you had posted up before, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So we'll just say,
Mhm.
yeah, you'd managed to do that. And so as like kind of one squad leaves, and you approach Marcus, he kind of looks up. He's like, okay, so what did you guys find out?
Well, I happen to find a few people that, you know, been working out and about and walking around. Some people are attacked on the road. There's some unrefined iron that's getting stolen, and literally, like, nothing else is getting stolen from them. It's just unrefined iron. One of these guys behind me might have an actual number for you, but mine were not that forthcoming. But out in the woods, there's been some people who've been listening to the wolves, but lately there's been out north maybe some dogs barking and not wolves, and it's kind of skeeving them out a bit. So there's a inn about a day's ride up the road, or east, I should say, called Crossroads Inn. So I was told if we wanted some actual rumors of the greater area, we might as well go there.
He kind of nods knowingly when you say Crossroads Inn. He's like, yep. Is that about the same that the rest of you saw? I saw that some of you were coming from different directions.
That's about all everything we found as well. About the same thing, same information.
The men
Yes.
that were sent, they would normally send about 10 men to the mine.
Yes, I
Approximately.
heard that 3 shipments are what was taken, which is it's
I was
quite a
also
lot of iron.
told, yes, I was also told there is a road through the northern part of the woods from here to the mines is a little bit easier for the wagon sometimes. So that might be a spot to keep an eye on of, hey, there might, since it's in the woods and not really a big throughway, it's maybe a good idea to keep an eye on that one.
I've
Yeah,
been
I heard that too.
I've been told that the bandits roughly would number between 10 or more.
10 to 15-ish, probably. Because you have to have enough people to overpower or threaten a group of miners, of big burly miners, but not enough to where it's obvious of a presence in the forest.
Yeah, they were saying about 20 or more
Really,
that they
it's
were
got to be.
saying.
Yeah. Means there has to be a camp somewhere outside the forest because you can't hide more than 15 in a single place.
Not with all that iron either.
Right.
And he nods, and, you know, those are good assessments. Well done. Shade. And the kind of hooded figure to his left just kind of has a bag, and they pull health potions out. And they give one to each of you, and Marcus kind of nods and goes, right. So that was well done. Now, the next task is I want you to investigate these woods. Be smart, but you have permission to engage if you think you can overpower these bandits. And I guess use your own discretion on whether lethal or non lethal force is needed for any engagements you find yourself in.
I put my hand up. Captain, that sounds dangerous.
Well, we're sending a few squads to investigate the woods. This is meant to be a training exercise.
Mhm.
And so,
Copy.
obviously, we don't want you to put yourself in needless danger, but it's possible that when they're not planning an ambush on unsuspecting villagers, that they're not as well organized. So, if you have the chance, take it. If you see that there's really nothing except one fortified camp, then come back to town and report, and we'll adjust our strategy accordingly.
So,
Copy.
Fenrir's
Do you want us to hit the? Sorry. Gonna ask. Do you want us to hit the crossroads inn while we're out there?
So it is. The kids were probably not lying. Misinformed you how close it is. Like it's probably a couple days ride straight east. Um,
I
because
did say a couple days.
it is it's what basically it's like it's an inn at this kind of like three-way divergence. One basically takes this road out west, which is kind of how you guys got to Gesh, even though the main road you had to come off of to get to Gesh, because it mostly goes towards like the actual Wood Elf Kingdom. It goes all the way
Right.
to the river. The one, and then there's another road that goes south to like one of the port towns down south, and then the other one goes further east and north back to the capital. And so this inn is like just it's at the crossroads for wherever you're traveling, you'll hit it. And so the forest is pretty much like a straight shot north. And so you know from the kids, you can get to the woods just by walking straight north, and you'd be walking through the
Right.
woods to get to the mine. Or you can leave the town going east until you get back to the main road, and then you take that kind of west and north, and then a smaller kind of just wagon trail branches off of that, which is where they've been um,
Mhm.
using to previously they've been using for the shipments to get through.
Right. Before we head out of town, I need to stop by the butcher's
Yeah, okay.
for a couple slabs of meat.
I don't see a problem with that.
Cool.
Become the chosen one.
Anything to delay getting out into the forest.
Yeah. Somebody knows what I'm up to with the butcher.
While we're waiting for the butcher thing, I would like to tell my plan. I think that if we go to the mine and we get a shipment of ore and then we bring it, we can then interact with these bandits ourselves and get more information.
That, in theory, is a good idea. In practice, it is not.
How is it? It's the most guaranteed way to interact with the bandits. They're never violent, and we can just have a chat.
Who
Do we
says
look
they're
like
not
miners?
violent?
I mean, do they care if we're just transporting the goods. Isn't that what they're after?
Yeah, but if they see people who aren't miners without the miners, what are they gonna think?
They may
I
assume
mean,
that
I certainly wouldn't go after people like that.
I mean, they may assume that the mayor just gave somebody else the job because the miners were clearly not succeeding.
They could think we're squibs.
And I would say the main problem that I think I have with your plan for Lorazis is the shipment came from them mining that ore.
Oh, he has not thought about that at all.
Yeah, I know. I'm
And
like,
You walk into
dude.
a mine, you obtain the ore, you leave with what's so hard about that?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
we just go there, and then the iron ore goblins or whatever give us the fairies give us the
Yeah.
ore, and
you
then
Just
get the
looking at
ore.
we put it in a
Question mark, question
wagon.
mark, question mark.
His
But
head is just in her hands, just like, come on, man. Think of logistics. Just
Fingers
in her
just looking
hands.
at
I'm
Lorazis.
very good at logistics. You get the product, you deliver the product. Like it's what's the problem?
How do you?
How many
suggest
people do
we
you
do
need to
it?
guard it? How many people?
I'm not sure. That's what we have to ascertain. We need to have a chat with Bandit.
Also, how are you going to transport the product when we don't have a cart, when we don't have horses, and they're probably not willing to give us either of those because they actually still need them?
Do you have a pickaxe as well?
Why?
No.
They do normally have those, right? It's part of the uniform
Why
of
would we need
miners.
a pick?
the
Yeah, I don't know about
uniform.
you, but I'm also kind of maybe
Fingers
not willing to
turns
smear myself
away,
in coal.
and he is just face palming his helmet.
It's
this
beginning to
entire
click
time.
that I may not have all the information about mining as I probably need.
Yeah.
You just hear clunk,
Probably
clunk,
not.
clunk,
Yeah.
clunk, as Fingers just face palming his hand.
And why don't you give me an insight check, Lorazis?
All right.
I don't know if I see this going well.
It's probably not going to go
The
well.
man is not insightful.
Dude,
I'm kind of insightful. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Turn into Scooby Doo.
So you do know that technically they haven't been violent, but they have it's mainly because the unarmed villagers did exactly what they wanted. And so you even if you could work out the logistics of the mine, which you might be realizing now you might not know of, um, it's not um, impossible that you could have a chat with them. But um, Fenrir, at least, would be a problem because there's no way to really disguise him as a miner. You can't take him apart. Like he's gonna be armored. The best you could do is take off his helmet, and then it's gonna be a headless suit of armor with like a apron on.
I, I would be shocked if I'm surprised no one has tried to take off his helmet yet.
So
not my business.
Once I discovered you were a person, that would be quite rude.
I'm very curious, but I've already been rude today.
yeah, but she's learning how to talk to people,
Yeah.
courtesy of the
No one
most
From
of proper
the
the most
The
from the
charismatic
noble
blood
boy.
of the party.
The worst person
Yep.
to teach her how to actually talk.
I'm excellent at talking with people. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're very snobbish at talking to people.
Well, how else
Yeah.
do you talk to people?
You don't?
When you're here, when you're talking to people here, they expect a certain tone. You don't want to scare them by pretending to be one of them. So, it's possible that the logistics of you guys being miners is still the biggest problem. But it's also possible that while they really just strong armed the villagers, they might not do the same to you.
Unless I hide.
unless Fenrir hides and the rest of you are able to kind of pass as workers.
Could we disguise him as the Iron Shipman?
That you're taking back to the
Golly.
mine?
We have to return this. It's haunted.
Let me just say, my as my character, he is terrible at stealth. So I'm not
So
sure.
that's why I have a +8, so I can make up for your terrible stealth.
It's true.
I am literally a heavy suit of armor.
The plus and minus is irrelevant. Given disadvantage, just increases the nat 1 potential.
True.
So I do have a question for Duchess. Is the plan with the meat to go through the woods?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if the wolves come up to me looking for meat, I'm going to give them meat because you know what? They've been turned into park wolves.
That's fair.
Yeah.
They want
That's
food from
the best
humans,
plan.
and if they don't get food from humans, they're gonna get really touchy with people. And if people don't give them food and they get touchy, shit's gonna go down. So it's easier just to nip that whole thing in the bud. And instead of killing them,
Well,
I just give them the food they want.
I
That's
don't
fair.
think they'd really like to chew on me.
That's a very
No,
fair
but they'd like to
point.
chew on me. I'm 5'4" of like
I'm literally
nothing
giant
over
frontal,
here.
so they would hate that.
And she's got
I would
doe
like to not
eyes.
be
They might
human.
confuse her for a deer.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right. So what is the current plan? Are we wanting to
Duchess's plan.
Duchess's plan kind of north through the woods and
Yeah.
we'll kind of
I will gladly
Go from
acknowledge
there.
that my plan is subpar, but it's still on the table as a possible later plan.
I think that's
I'm
fair.
extremely unhappy about every plan. So
Fenrir has it set.
I mean, that's fair. I normally work alone, so
Fenrir's plan would probably just gather enough men, find the bandit camp, and destroy the entire thing.
Yeah.
reasonable.
I think
That
that
is
might
reasonable.
be like one of the secondary goals, like I don't know, of like, yeah, just go out into the woods, and if you see like a fortified position, just report back, and then it's like, okay, now we know that's where they are. Let's go kill them.
and then the warthogs.
It
Yeah.
says D&D. We're gonna find a fortified position and then come back with a bunch of bandit skulls.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
That's
We need
what
that ears.
that's what your magic users are for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, you're only
I'm gonna
4
come
people.
back with just their arm bone.
And that's why you have your tank.
I'm gonna apologize now. I'm gonna be collecting some really weird shit, so don't be surprised.
Oh, please do.
I would love for someone to be like Act 1 of NADPOD, where Beverly is collecting teeth.
Oh God.
I mean, not too far off. I tend to collect bones, leg bones, femurs, arm
Oh.
bones.
Don't
I
worry
will
Yeah,
about
no,
it.
not
simply
too far
diagnose
off.
you with
She's
extreme
a collector.
kleptomania.
That's one way to phrase it.
Pretty much.
As we travel, I am going to, if I am allowed to, I'm essentially clinging to Duchess's arm, just like extremely scared, hiding as much as possible while moving.
I
Okay.
would assume Fenrir's probably in the front.
I think that's fair. Yeah. How do you guys marching orders? How do you guys want to go?
Yeah.
I'm assuming
How
Lazarus was
how
probably in the
stealthy
middle
are
of
you,
us.
Songshen?
Give me 1 second. I am,
I think
0.
I think she's a flat stealth.
Okay.
Lorazis, having practiced just always belonging places and therefore not having people look at him weirdly, has a +1.
Ooh.
Yes, I do have a +1 stealth. It would
My
be a 0,
+8
but
make up for
elves
her
just
+0.
negately give me dexterity.
But yeah. Are you wanting to at least attempt to kind of travel through the woods stealthily?
I would like to pass Songshen off to Fenrir for about. I'll be like, give me 10 minutes. I will be back in 10.
Okay.
And then I just go stealth my way up ahead to make sure, see if there's any disturbances or, weird little game trails that are a little too put together to be a game trail, if that makes sense.
All right. So are they staying put, or are they just traveling at a distance behind you? And
I
then,
assume
Either
distance
way
behind
is
us.
fine.
okay, yeah.
Mm.
So if you're all traveling kind of behind her, we'll go ahead and let the other three roll stealth. But while you're hundreds of feet or whatever the distance is in front of them, we'll only deal with you until all four of you are back together, kind of thing.
Ooh. I rolled a 16 in real life.
I rolled a 20.
Damn, okay.
Oh,
All
we're
right.
rolling stealth?
Dirty
Yeah.
20. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm still clinging to Fenrir, by the way. I don't know if that affects anything.
4. I passed you off. Yeah, no, you're good. I myself have a 24 on stealth,
Okay.
Cool.
but my complete roll is 24.
Am I
Surprisingly-
perceiving her clinging as her being like a scared clinging, or as it like, oh, let me hold on to your arm because I'm so sickly I'm about to fall over?
I
Scared.
got a 14.
Definitely, I'm very scared.
Feel
I'm
like
clearly uncomfortable and not happy.
Fenrir's just looking at her like, what are you doing?
Like I
While
said,
I'm
10 minutes.
while I'm clinging, can I attempt to peer in the gaps of Fenrir's armor?
I don't see
Can I
why
roll
not.
Can I roll perception to see if she's trying to do that?
Yeah. I guess it'd be opposed perception checks. Never thought I'd say that. Um,
Oh, well, she has
well,
a better chance.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Ooh.
Well, how
I got
obvious are you being with your perceiving?
I mean, I
Like,
am
do you want him
clinging
to
on.
know that you're looking, or are you
No, no,
trying?
no.
Okay.
I'm clinging onto the arm, and I guess while I've got like my head against the arm, I'm just like looking down the like gauntlet kind of thing, just trying to look into the gaps.
Yeah. So, you said you got a 16 for your perception.
No, mine was 15.
15. Why don't you go ahead and roll like another stealth check to see if Fenrir
Well,
notices you staring.
I
Okay.
definitely don't notice
Oh,
because
uh,
it's a 3, but
I
it's a
rolled a 1.
-2, so it's a 1.
So my stealth for that was
It's
a
a
1.
unnatural 1.
Oh, mine was a nat 1.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait.
Well, how's this gonna
How
work?
does that work?
I honestly, typically, um, I like to think like a nat one is just a failure, but in this sense, I almost, you're being more obvious than you're trying to be, obviously. But
Mm.
Fenrir, like she's peering very closely at you, but it could just be like she's also like vice gripping one of your arms as you're walking. It could just be she's just terrified and she's almost like burying her head in your shoulder kind of thing.
That's what I'm trying to
Okay.
play it off as, yeah.
And then I guess with the 15, uh, Fenrir, do you want to say if she sees anything? Like what
I
do you
mean,
think?
she would see like a little gap because again, these basically are him, so there would be like it's tightly clung, but it's also kind of a little bit loose that you would be still be able to see in there, but it's pretty dark.
Mhm.
But you don't see anything. And when I mean anything, you don't see anything.
Mhm. It is essentially just you are a suit of armor that is walking around. There is nothing inside, no like shadows or light or anything.
Well, it looks unnaturally dark inside
Okay.
the armor. Let's just
Okay.
go with that.
Okay.
And if you wanted to ask, you could remove his helmet.
I'll save that for later.
Yeah.
I've made a bad impression today.
Yeah, when she wants to be rude again, then she'll ask you to take your head off.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just looks at her. Are you okay?
No.
She doesn't like this plan.
I hate this.
He just nods and just looks on
Going
ahead.
to the health potion that I was given by
Oh
Captain.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna just take mine and be like, "Here, I already have some. You can have this if it'll put your mind at ease." Now you
Lure
have
will
2.
also take his and be like, I have no use for this. Someone take it.
Can y'all add your own inventory, or should I go in there and?
I put
Yeah.
mine in.
I
Okay,
handled mine. Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
already put mine in it.
So if we both give you health potions, Fig, that means you have 3 health potions.
Oh.
Because literally, these healing potions, if I tried to drink it, it would just fall on the ground.
Okay, is he not affected by healing potions?
No.
He's not.
I'm
No.
not. I am not
Oh
affected by
no.
cure wounds.
So,
Healing word. Well, I'm assuming healing. Would a healing word be able to heal me? Questions for later.
yeah. I think last time we had talked is basically you can expend like a spell slot to use mending, and it becomes like a cure wounds. So,
Yeah.
um, we can try to figure out if there's a way to do like a healing word type thing. Um, but yeah, for now, I think it's just you can cure wounds him if you know mending.
Fair.
It just cost us like basically mending as a cantrip is like spare the dying for him,
Yeah.
and if you burn a spell slot, it can become a cure wounds for him kind of thing.
I
But-
didn't think to take that.
But yeah, he is currently unaffected by any traditional healing methods.
And my lay on hands is completely useless to me.
We could try to skin that because you're essentially using your own, pact with your god to fix your body
my
such that it
magical-
is, yeah.
Or my magical essence that I
So
somehow got.
yeah, we can definitely like skin lay on hand so that it works depending on the person it's going to. I don't know. It is supposed to be radiant. Like you're not supposed to be able to like use it on like vampires or whatever, but
Yeah.
it it would feel kind of mean for you to be a paladin and not be able to touch yourself, you know?
Yeah. I think it would probably just. It
I
wouldn't.
think that's a different argument.
Yeah. Let's off
Yeah.
topic.
Did
Definitely
you
can't do that, though.
Did you roll stealth Fenrir for the
Oh.
travel stealth? And then
I did. I believe it was a 14.
okay,
With a disadvantage.
y'all did really well. And then Duchess with your 24 ahead of everyone, roll perception for me because you're going ahead as the sneakiest person, and you've got your eyes and your ears open trying to figure out like, are there bandits just roaming the forest that we can pick off? Are there, wolves expecting this meat that I've got in my pockets, kind of thing.
Only a 9, unfortunately.
Aw.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't notice really anything too close to you. It's possible you heard a wolf howl in the distance, but that could also just be from, those kids told you there were wolves in here. Maybe you're thinking you heard something, but it's just, or maybe there's just
Right.
always wolves howling in the distance in these woods.
And there's no suspiciously well-maintained game trails.
Correct. None that
Okay.
you would notice, like as far as in
Because I would have immediately started following some random ass game trail.
yeah, in the immediate vicinity of you, like there's some kind of paths between trees, but they end pretty quickly. It's almost like, it's just from people coming into the woods and kind of tamping down the grass, but no one's going really deep
Right.
into it. No one's like, there might be some hunters, but not many. That's not how they make their money
What
here.
about Is there any scratches or markings on the tree trunks? Anywhere, possibly thieves can't, or some form of just symbols, or that might be trying to be disguised as trees, like as scratches in trees.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Smart.
Oof, nice jail for you, buddy. 5.
Um, here's the thing. It's just like there are scratches on a lot of trees. Some of them, it's almost like when you're looking at clouds in the sky and you can kind of see a shape, but it's just like,
Mhm.
are you doing more of the work there? Um, because it's like it could be like, you know, three scratches pointing in this direction, or maybe like a wolf just lashing out at like prey and missed kind of thing.
Okay.
So you don't see anything that's obvious, kind of thieves can't, or
Random symbols
random
or
symbols
anything
that
like that.
could be either uh, a coded message or signage of any kind. Um,
Okay.
but kind of, I guess, as you make your way back to the rest of the party, they are doing a lot better than I feel like you expected them to, as far as not making that much noise, uh, especially
I'll slip
for.
back in and take function off Fenrir's hands. I just say, "Oh,
Fine.
I told you I'd be back in 10." Yeah.
Hey, I got you this. I give you one of the healing potions. I don't need 3.
Oh. Woo! Okay, thank you.
All right, and so are we continuing just kind of north? We'll just kind of everyone still being stealthy.
Yeah, that's what I was
Mhm.
thinking we were going to do.
So as y'all continue to make your way north, and you kind of get to the same part where Duchess was before she turned back around to kind of find you and be like, yeah, you know, nothing too out of the ordinary. Um, anyone else can feel free to make a perception check, to see if they hear or see anything suspicious.
Okie dokie.
Perception.
Ooh,
I hate this wisdom stat.
I got a 23.
I got a 9.
13.
I thought it was a very bold move to have wisdom as your dump stat, and I'm excited for it.
I'm not.
Are you
um,
describing your vision as like sunk into the helmet, or
he doesn't have peripherals.
yeah?
So
It's more like magical sense where I sense things around me.
Larazis
God, you can't even see
and
color.
Songshen, Duchess came back. She was like, I don't like, the only thing is maybe it sounded like, oh, wolf was howling in the distance, but I don't know. It was kind of quiet. I could have been imagining it. Um, kind of as you get back to where she was, you do hear wolves howling, and
Mm.
um, Larazis, you can tell one of them sounds distressed.
Ooh, now that wolf sounds like it's in trouble.
You say this out loud?
Uh,
Yes.
could be something, could be nothing.
Could be a trap.
Nah.
Are
Or
wolves,
trapped. They're
are
I
be
wolves
mean,
closer.
yes,
prone
the
to,
wolf
like,
could
tricking
be
people?
trapped in a trap. That is a very astute observation, actually.
That is what I was saying.
About
Yes.
how far in the distance do you think it is?
Am I able to get a beat on that?
Yeah, like it's not too far. Probably a bit to the west, into the woods, but just like if you're heading straight north, you're eventually going to come to the mine, and it looks like it's probably, I don't know, maybe like 50 to 100 feet to the west after going maybe like 50 to 100 feet north again. So I don't know.
I'd call it no skin off my nose to go help.
Or at least to
Not
see
that
what's
far.
up.
Yeah. I mean, I still got the meat on me too, so
Yeah, that means they'll be targeting you. That'd be great.
nicely.
I don't enjoy this plan.
You
Are
don't
there any
enjoy this plan?
plans that you do enjoy?
No.
Okay, just making a note
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Well,
So, are we gonna go help or?
if we're going, we're
Yeah.
going.
I'm okay to go help.
I will release Duchess and like hide behind Razas. Just like I'm coming, but I'm not happy about it.
Yep. So I guess we start heading off that way.
Fenrir's taking the front again.
I guess I'm in the back with
You telling me which direction
Tinction.
this is?
Are
going?
you speeding up your walking pace, or are you still
I'm gonna speed up a little bit.
all right?
And I'll trot out kind of like in around within 10 feet maybe of the group and just kind of, try and get a decent handle on what's going on and think of a plan maybe.
Okay, yeah. So you head off in the direction that Larazis was pointing, and as you get there, you do see this kind of clearing in the woods, and inside the clearing is, oops, um, what looks to be a wolf's den. There we go. I might zoom out a little bit. And you see two wolves. One of them is injured. Kind of has a spear stuck through its midriff, and you also see behind the injured one 3 wolf pups.
Mm.
And
are
Okay.
becoming the chosen ones.
they're gonna be coming the church.
Oh no.
I was gonna
I'm
do Game of
sorry.
Thrones, and instead I ended up just doing Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
morality
No.
test.
And so
Exactly. One I can't deny because I can't deny dogs or wolves.
That's fair.
and so kind of facing down and kind of surrounding these wolves are 5 bandits and what looks like
Well,
2 kind of hunting dogs.
found them. I kind of circle on back to the group and I go, "Hey guys, so are we going there?" I give them the sit rep of basically what I saw, and then ask if we're going for shock and awe, or are we going to try and sneakily take out some of these guys?
We may need to capture one for information.
Okay.
So
There.
I can always bash them with my shield.
And then there's 4 of us and 5 of them. Pretty sure if one starts running, one of the wolves might go after him. And then I can chuck a knife or 2, and then like an arrow. Yeah, I can do some things.
I do a lot of magic. It's not necessarily super useful, but I do a lot of it very quickly.
What kind of animal handling do you guys have?
A negative 2.
I I'll rephrase. I do a lot of fire.
I did some horse riding back in the summer.
I have no experience.
I
with
don't know
animals.
that animals like me.
Okay.
In fact, I think animals hate me.
All
I
right.
haven't tried.
Neutral with animals. but-
Fenrir might be right.
Then-
here.
They don't
Then I
seem to
guess
have
once we
that
get everything, I deal with the animals.
glow to them.
That sounds acceptable.
Okay. So, are we going? What are we going to try and do to help these guys?
Uh,
Because
if I'm within range, I'm ready to immediately defend the wolves.
Hmm.
I was about
Okay.
to say, Lorezis strikes me as a shock and awe kind of guy.
yeah,
Fenrir is more of a charge and
like
decimate all.
yeah.
Again,
Alright.
I am only a paladin.
um.
Which
I do
one
have a
is there?
javelin.
Is there one of the 5 bandits that looks more important than the others?
Yeah.
No, they all look roughly about the same.
Is there one of the 5
Then
bandits that are within eyesight of all of the others?
Where are we?
Like if they were killed, the others wouldn't notice.
No, if they were killed, everyone would see it.
I feel like almost everyone except for this guy right behind them. I guess he would if he went down, it's possible the other 4 wouldn't notice since they're focused on the wolves.
the wolf mother, the den mother. Um. Who is she most in danger from? Which of the bandits?
Um Probably these 2 bandits, and then the mastiff is kind of coming around to flank. Um, so
Okay. She can probably deal with the mastiff, but I'd like to deal
How
with
far
the
away are we?
people. Yeah, exactly. How far away?
let me do this because I didn't do the grid while I was.
Am I covered enough that I would be able to do a sneak attack by chance on one of the 2, threatening the den mother?
You would be, and let me just see if because they're so small. There we go. Jesus. I should have done the grid before I added these people to it. They're just so tiny.
Oh, that dog just got bigger. Oh, this map is small.
Yeah.
Even better.
I should not have tried to do it live. One more.
It's okay. It's very blurry for me anyway.
At least on Discord.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I might have to switch to the actual stream.
That's what I'm on.
You could be on the tabletop.
Oh yeah, that's
Really?
true. If you go to D&D Beyond, you can join as a player,
Oh my god.
and you'll just actually be
Yeah,
on the map.
you just need the above tabletop extension.
Okay.
Where? Useful links.
The above tabletop extension, I think I just had to Google search it. Just type in like above VTT.
There we go. And this makes more sense because, whoops. Stop it. Because before, when they were all tiny, it was like the dad was just like, fuck everyone. He was so far away from everyone. And now they're more tightly knit. There we go. And now I can zoom out a little bit. And what does it look like? Zoom out a little
That looks
more.
good.
There we go. And then
Do we get a surprise round on them, or we roll initiative straight up?
we'll probably go ahead and roll initiative, and then they'll probably, most of them will probably be surprised.
Okay.
And then we'll just go normally. So you guys are basically coming from this area.
Quick question.
Yes.
Are we going until 9 o'clock or?
Yes, it'd be 9 o'clock your time, or
Okay.
if this takes longer than 20 minutes, but not much longer than 20 minutes, we can finish it.
It should not take that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like you're very likely going to nuke these people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
that is probably the plan.
yeah, so I've got initiative for them. Oh man. Of the initiative I rolled, the wolf pups have the highest.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh no.
Amazing.
so do you want the rest of us to do it now?
Yeah.
Alright.
Travis.
Yep.
Oh
No,
no.
that's going to be
What happened?
probably common. I have a +1 to initiative.
Mine's +0.
Oh, well, never mind.
+4, and I have a 18.
Okay.
It's on Dex, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Ooh, that's actually.
I have a very, very good deck stat.
No way.
I got a 17.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and run this. All right. So, is this roughly how you guys would probably have been? I feel like you would have
I'm cool
been
with that.
closer to Song, and then. But yeah, first to go is Duchess.
Okay. Surprise attack on the one that is threatening the dead mother
All right, I'd say
with my short bow.
go for it. Probably either, and we'll go ahead and move them just a bit closer so it's more obvious. And then
Shit. 19,
these guys will
20,
be,
21, 22, 23, 24. 25 to hit.
yeah, I mean, that'll do it.
Okay. That's a okay. So 2d 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 points of damage.
Whew. He is hurt. You like uh right through like between like the shoulder blade and like the neck, kind of like poking out like
Oh yeah.
an inch one
And then
way, he's bleeding out from his throat like an inch down, like or a couple inches down, you're hitting him in the heart kind of thing.
yeah. And then can I use my bonus action to hide?
Absolutely you can. So roll stealth for that. And so Fenrir, as you see basically
13.
Liliana post up, uh,
Sir.
breathes slowly and lets loose one arrow, and you see this bandit get struck in the back and almost go down immediately, and then she just immediately finds a tree and hides behind it. We now come to your turn.
How far is the first bandit
I want to say it looks like 20 feet. Oh, 15 in a straight shot.
Then I will go up to him and draw my short sword. Hmm. You know what? Yeah. And I'm going to burn a first level spell slot and cast Searing Smite.
Ooh.
So I need to make an attack roll.
Yes,
Oh, one away. Are you kidding me?
you almost crit.
Yeah. So that's a 23 to hit.
Yep, that'll do it.
uh, he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
I feel like they have a plus here to that.
Then I
They
need
have a
to
+1. Okay.
1d6.
That is a 6. He fails.
Yeah, he fails. For regular flat the piercing damage, he takes 8 damage,
Okay.
and with the and he also takes 1d6 fire, and that's 4 fire damage, and he has to make Constitution saving throws at the beginning of each of his turns.
He
He'll
actually doesn't because you slash into him and you see him kind of grunt, like it hurt, like you were probably pretty close to hitting an organ kind of thing. And then your sword just flashes in fire, and you just see him like scream and fall to the ground dead.
Oh,
So he,
Fun times.
yeah, you you got him,
I got him. Cool. Well,
and
I just hold up my shield and ready for attack.
the wolf pups are gonna spend their turn cowering. And
Reasonable.
so that brings us to Songshen. You just witnessed Fenrir slash into a guy, flames leapt out of his sword, and the bandit fell down, and Fenrir has basically prepared himself to go for another one, and it is now your turn.
Well, I will consider using this turn to cower as well. Instead, I will on the purple guy. I don't know, the guy behind the guy that just got murdered.
Okay.
I will cast. Fuck it, Chaos Bolt.
The guy that already got shot once.
Maybe the guy next to him instead.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I actually cast that, please? Thank you.
I might just shield bash him so he
Ooh,
can go
19.
to sleep.
That hits.
Oh, we do need one of them alive.
Oh wow.
I
Oh
do have
my.
a spell for that.
Ooh, 3 damage.
You do hit him, and
Mm,
he is hurt. Not as badly as uh,
I would hope.
you would have hoped, yes.
Oh, I think choose what damage. Hang on. Uh, oh, okay, hang on. I have to roll a d8 as well.
Damage type.
So that was thunder damage. All
Ooh.
3 of it.
Man, if only you had had that D8, you could have almost killed one.
Yeah, it's fine. That's my turn. Should have just
Alright.
stuck with fucking firebolt.
Turn one.
I never learn.
Alright. So this is going to this wolf's turn, and they are going to bite at the bandit in front of them, and they're going to miss. And the wounded wolf is going to try to kind of lash out at the mastiff, and they do hit.
Nice.
And so you kind of see the wounded wolf just kind of last ditch effort, kind of lunges with like the remaining strength it has and kind of rips the throat out of this dog, and it kind of falls down.
I have a plan for that wolf. It will not die on my hands.
All right.
Oop, who left?
What
Who joined?
would this guy
Me,
do?
my internet had screw with me again.
Oh no.
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I was waiting for the shoe to drop.
Hey.
I was like, she'll either stop sounding like a robot or we're going to get that disconnection notification.
Yep, that's what I was kind of.
Yup.
All right.
Cat's back.
Um,
You can always roll to see what it's going to do.
I think they're not all going to do this, but I do think this guy is going to run.
Oh, shit.
That's what we need him not to do.
Because I feel like it's not even
Just-
like trying to go get help. He just that arrow hurt, and then he just watched like one of his dogs die, and I feel like he looked behind him only to see instead of
Yeah,
his
he-
buddy.
He like got a peripheral of his friend bursting into flames.
Yeah,
and falling down.
and he's like, God, fuck this. It was supposed
My
to be...
next turn, can I try and wing that guy?
Absolutely.
Please don't kill him.
I said wing, as in shoot his damn leg or some shit.
Well, he has 1 HP.
So I
Oh,
do
shit, is
think,
he?
yeah, the guy running. I think that's why this guy's gonna like pause and be like, "You fucking coward!" But then he's going to swing at this wolf
No.
No, puppy.
and hit.
I would like to use my reaction to give him disadvantage with silvery barbs.
Okay, that's still gonna hit.
Oh.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Can we not say the wolf is dying? Just have it make
Yeah, I
death save
know.
throws.
We can
I
absolutely.
mean, I got 3 kids back in town who'd like the pups, but like, come on.
So with like a last whimper, it goes down, but it is
Oh.
as an important NPC. It is rolling death saves.
Yes. I will kill this wolf
Yay!
if it's the last thing I do.
So these last 2 bandits are both gonna take a. Oh no, I think one is gonna take a swing at the wolf. And crit.
Miss. You said it crit? How?
Yeah.
God.
For 7 damage.
Okay, that's not bad.
Not too terrible.
Okay.
And oops, I just accidentally gave the wolf bardic inspiration.
Go wolf.
This guy is going to take a swing at Fenrir and basically whistle for the dog. So he's going to take a swing at Fenrir.
Bring it.
He is not going to hit. Your AC is not 12.
Nope.
And so, Larazis, you just watched this bandit swing at the wounded wolf, and you reach out and you try to stop, and you do see, like, instead of like going for the head, he just like kind of like almost like makes a mid decision change and ends up stabbing into it again, and it does whimper and fall down. And then you saw this other bandit finally turn around to the rest of you guys, realizing that they're being trimmed down, and he charges at Fenrir and does shit. And you're just there, ready to, with all of your magical goodness.
That's going to be a magic missile at green.
Is that the one?
That it can't miss, and it's going to be 3 darts of 2 damage each dart. God damn it.
Do you want to roll each dart individually, or
Since it's low level, I will. When it gets to where it's like 9 dice at a time.
yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad I did that, actually.
So they're both. Is it the one that's more solid green, or like the green yellow that you're hitting?
The one that killed the wolf that
Okay.
I tried to give disadvantage.
Yeah. You
could
fully.
send one of those to a different one. Metagaming, sorry.
It's entirely true.
I mean, I could have, but I'm the one that killed the wolf is getting
Decimated.
murdered.
Yeah.
Almost killed.
Fair.
Yeah.
You see him get hit once, and he's kind of surprised, and then he gets hit a second time, and you can see that that one hurt, and he just like looks up right as like the last missile just like through the face, and you hear things crack that shouldn't crack, and he just falls down.
All right. Are we all in agreement for leaving the one that's last alive? Because I think Fenrir's gonna kill his.
I think we should kill the one that's running away and try and keep one of the others alive, but at this point, might as well kill them all.
Do you want me to kill the one running away, or do you want me to?
I do have a spell that will more than likely help us. But that will have to wait until my turn.
Yes. But I ask again. Do you want me to kill the one that's running away?
Yes.
Are you asking?
To prevent it from running away.
Because I can't hear y'all. I'm all the way up there.
That's fair.
This dog
Okay.
is going to try to bite Fenrir. Ooh. Your ace does 18 hit?
Are we doing the meets it beats it, or
Yes, meets it, beats it.
then yes?
This
So
sentence makes me want pizza.
that is 6 damage to Fenrir, and I need a strength saving throw from you.
Strength saving throw.
Yes.
All right. Ha! Again, could have been a nat 20, but nope. 21,
Okay. That's good enough.
21.
and then you said 6
21.
damage.
Yes.
All right.
And so that is going to bring us back to the top of the order with Duchess. Is it me? Do I have like feedback? Am I causing that?
I
That might
think
be
it's Fenrir.
Yeah.
I don't know what that feedback is. I'm
Okay.
trying to been figuring out what it is.
Am I able to sneak attack the runner?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's basically it would have been his passive perception against your 13 hide, and I feel like with him just sprinting away from you, there's no way he's seeing you. So you can, so your attacks with advantage.
6, 19 to hit.
Yep, that'll do it.
Cool. And then that was 2d6 plus 4. Yeah. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage.
Jesus.
He
Oh man.
dead.
Yeah.
I just sniped this bitch.
If he were an important NPC like the wolf is, he wouldn't even get death saves because Jesus. Oh, like that was the guy that you hit hard to open up the combat.
Yeah.
And
The first time, yeah.
enough for him to be like, fuck this. I'm out. It's not worth it. It's a couple pelts. And then like
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I feel like he has a moment of like no one is following me. Like they're going to be worried about the guy still attacking them kind of thing, and just like arrow right through the throat, and and you just see him drop. And that brings us to Fenrir, who is Oh yeah, sorry. You have your movement and bonus action left.
And a bonus. I don't think I'm gonna hide this time, but I will move my 35 feet, I think. Yeah, 35 feet off to the left.
Do I need to make a
Kind of
Constitution
thing, yeah.
saving throw for concentration on my spell?
So, yeah.
On Searing
for
Smite?
Searing Smite?
Yeah.
I thought.
Concentration.
Oh,
The guy that would have caught on fire, I believe, is dead.
Oh, so I'd have to cast it again.
Yeah, because it's only until you strike.
Oh, okay.
okay. Yeah. I don't know if does this look to be like where you kind of wanted to head, Duchess?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to be sight line of this guy. And I'm not gonna hide.
Okay, because you want them to know you're there.
I want him to know I'm there, so it's like, do not touch the wolf. You saw what I did to the last guy that did it. Don't do it.
Roll me an intimidation check.
Shit, but
And I'm just
4.
Yeah. I was gonna see if he had
I have
actually
no intimidation.
seen how badly you murked his friend, but he's not looking
Currently
well
not.
enough. But he does see there are more enemies than he thought there were, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So now that brings us to Fenrir.
Cool. I am going to. Where is this? No, it's just okay. I'm just gonna make a straight attack roll.
Go for it. Are you going on the bandit or the dog?
The bandit. That is a 15.
That does it. Yep.
All right. 6. That's a 3 damage.
All right. So you strike into him, but it's like you kind of hit more, like the leather armor kind of stops more than the last guy's did, and he doesn't seem as hurt as the last guy you attacked. But
Your friend was more like butter.
that's such a rude thing to say to me right now.
Yeah. Why are you assuming they have friends?
I just shrug.
Just yeah.
Are you
That's-
yelling that from across across the way?
They look
Why
like
are
a
you
bunch of
assuming?
losers to me.
How can you hear
Obviously,
that
the
far?
ruffians had to resort to being bandits, and now they're
Yeah.
fighting wolves. Like,
How can you hear
get a
that
real
far?
job. I mean,
Why did you die? I was trying to get some wolf pelts, and these 4 people came out of fucking nowhere and just shot me.
why wouldn't you hire someone more competent to do that for you?
Why not hire us? We're making the DM cry. Stop it.
All right, yeah. So, after suffering from vicious mockery, it is now your turn, Songshen. Well,
As you take
did you
emotional
wanna
damage.
move, or did you smite or anything? I'm
Oh, I
sorry.
didn't.
Yeah. So
Smite or anything.
yeah, he took the 3 damage and the emotional
And then-
damage.
That's
I
all ideal.
I don't want to shoot a man's dog.
Shoot the dog.
Then
And
don't
shoot the
shoot him.
man.
I'll deal with him in a minute.
Okay, sick. Which guy are we keeping alive? Just
The guy
check.
next to the wolves. In case.
Okay, sick. Okay, I'm gonna shoot the blue
Yeah.
guy then. With Firebolt, which is a good spell that works. Do the thing. 11?
Ooh. That's close. I don't know actually.
Oh, fucking damn it.
Oh,
It does not hit.
I
hold on.
fucking hate this game.
Did I say that I gave her the thing from Silvery Barbs? Because I get to pick a teammate to give advantage and a opponent to give disadvantage when I do it.
I
You
don't
didn't
think you
say
did
that.
say it, but you can have said it.
I was gonna give it to her because she's so sickly and desperately
I'm
needs
so
assistance.
sickly, you guys.
All right, that's
You
an
don't understand how sickly I am.
that's an in-game reason for it.
12! Fuck.
That is
One bad die.
exactly
Does
high
that
enough.
hit?
Hey. Okay.
So you get to roll your damage.
5? Okay, that's
Oh.
fine, I guess.
I'm not the only one that's crying now. Oh my god.
Hey,
So he does. You hit him technically harder than Fenrir did,
nice,
and harder than the last guy you hit.
nice.
So
He's still alive, isn't he?
he is still alive. He had.
Okay, I
Yeah.
end my turn by going, fuck you! Fuck off! I just like wave my fan at him.
You guys are so mean. Oh, I guess I should see who's next.
Question.
Yes.
If I down the one next to the wolf is probably going to go after him and kill him for me. So do we want to keep the guy next to Fenrir alive just in case that happens?
The guy that we keep insulting, I'm really down to keep him alive at this point.
Yeah. It would probably have to be either you with like the flat of your short sword or Fenrir same way or with his shield to knock him out.
That's what I was playing. Shield
Alright.
space.
So I'll just take down the other guy and let the wolf have at him.
And speaking
Cool.
of the other guy and the wolf is going to try to bite him.
Do it, Wolf. You can do it.
And
Come on,
that
bud!
Crit, rip
that
him
is
apart.
a dirty 20, so that hits for 6 damage. Not too
Nice.
shabby. And then I need this guy to make a strength saving throw or fall prone.
Fail.
Fail,
That is a
fail,
6.
fail.
He failed.
Yeah.
So victory. There we go. I was like, am I not seeing it? It is alphabetical, right? Yeah, so the wolf bites into him. He falls prone. for the other one, since it's important. 1 success.
Yes. I was like, is he rolling for the save?
And so this bandit is now going to take a swing at Fenrir again. I'm not butter. You're the one that's butter. And he's
What?
going to cling just right off of your armor.
You're the one that's butter. Ping!
I just look at where he's
A
trying.
hollow ring.
I just really want to take off my helmet and just say,
Yeah.
"Am I really butter?"
Oh, Jesus fuck.
Scare him.
Go ahead and intimidation with advantage.
Wait, but it's not my turn.
I don't care.
Okay.
That's a,
Hey, no question, our DM.
Okay.
You use your reaction to take your head off.
I take my head off.
Yeah.
I bet he's like, "Where's your head?" Okay, that's better. First one was a 5, so that was a 10. This one's a 9, so
14.
yep, 14 intimidation.
That's not bad.
And it's just
Let's-
like whenever I take off my helmet, it's like a reverb of noise around that area.
Yeah. Yep. That's a 10 on his wisdom save. So he just swung at you. Goes like clang right off of you. I guess not really your armor. And then you just fully remove your helmet, revealing the nothingness that is
You are
there.
indeed not butter.
And he's just like, absolutely fuck this. And he just like drops his scimitar and he's gonna put his hands up.
Okay.
Can't believe it's not butter.
Jail. Straight to jail. And so
Call off his
I
dog.
Yeah, make him call off his dog so I don't have to.
Yeah, he'll probably yeah, he'll do that too. So Lorazis, it is
Is it my turn?
yeah. I don't know how you want to react to all that. Whether you want to note that one of your party members doesn't have a head, but one of them has given up, and the other one is currently lying prone in front of the wolf, having been knocked down.
Not getting mauled? I would assume he's getting mauled right now.
Well, I forgot to use the wolf's bardic inspiration that I accidentally gave it. So
I think
From us cheering it on.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna gloss over the fact that my teammate doesn't have a head, as I'm assuming I have met automatons, and this is just an automaton with an identity, so it's fine.
I'm very
Um,
interested in this.
I'm going to ready an action, and I'm going to ready my last spell slot for a magic missile. For anyone who does anything saucy, whether it's the wolf or
Hey.
whether it's, I'm just saying, if anybody gets attacked other than the bandits by the wolf or a bandit, they will eat a magic missile. Don't roll low on that animal handling check.
Yeah, if animal handling didn't work, I was just gonna brute force that wolf down. Make it realize that, hey,
Feed it.
you don't get to do that with me.
Feed it the meat.
Yeah, exactly.
So So are you preparing magic missile?
Yes.
Or
So like it is going to take my last spell slot, but whether I release it or not is
okay.
like I'm holding it with my reaction so that if that bandit even tries to attack the wolf, like it's going to catch a magic missile to the face or to the back of the head technically.
Yeah. I kind of messed up and I don't know what to do from here. Because I did kind of leapfrog the bandit on accident because of what happened with the other bandit. I forgot it was technically his turn. So he would be the next to act. And so
We can retcon that, but say it happened after his turn.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could just kill the bandit laying on the floor with a magic missile.
That's what because I mean my two options right now are either he also surrenders, which the wolf might not allow anyways, and then you just wasted a spell slot, or he stands up and tries to swing at the wolf, and then you can blast him. And
either way, I did not consider it a wasted spell slot.
Yeah.
I'm prepared.
I'm gonna say he's gonna stand up and try to attack the wolf because I don't know if he. Also, this happens in like 6 seconds.
Yeah, if he hasn't paying attention, he's fighting a wolf.
Yeah.
He's fighting for his
So
life.
yeah, roll your magic missile. I feel like it's almost mathematically impossible, if not impossible, for you to not finish him off. That's not gonna. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, no, he's so dead.
Oh my god.
He's gone. He's just obliterated.
He just turns into a flying
Jesus.
mist.
He goes to swing at the wolf, and like his spine is powder now.
Oh.
Yes.
You blow off his arm, it turns into a
Yeah.
mist. You blow off his other arm, it turns into a mist. You blow, then you shoot him in the torso, and he just evaporates.
It's just like,
Like shooting him with a 50 cal.
it's just like you hit him in the spine, and he just like flops backwards like Gumby.
Oh no!
Oh man. Yeah. So that is going to bring us back to so the Mastiff is going to kind of sit and then go down next to the guy that surrendered
I pat the dog.
to bring us back to the top, which is going to be Duchess and Fenrir.
I am going
Okay.
to go over to the wolf that is currently unconscious.
Oh, that's what. Okay. 'Cause I was gonna try and get the other wolf and the pups away from the unconscious one, and then let you come up. Because if he's that close, you're bound to get bit.
Well, I don't have magic missile prepared anymore, so.
I'm willing to take that chance.
You're okay. Are we out of combat now?
Pretty much.
I'd say
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Okay, then I am just gonna go up to the other one and start waving some meat around and trying to get it.
Try to get its attention, kind of thing.
Yeah, get it to calm, get it to. It's like, hey, look at me. Don't look at them. Look at me.
So yeah, do an animal handling check for me, and while this is happening, Fenrir, you can kind of
I'm
slowly
going
approach
to-
the unconscious one.
So I get a
Yeah.
advantage because of because the meat I'm waving around.
Yeah, let's go for it. You that can be how you get its attention, and you can make
Okay.
this check with advantage.
17.
Okay, that's pretty
17. Animal handling check. 17.
good. This wolf has definitely been fed by humans before. And I feel like you could almost assume the reason the first one was injured is because they weren't on their guard before the banishes attacked because they're used to humans giving them food.
Yep.
So yeah,
Until it's not.
he's still like he's not like
He's definitely wary now.
Yeah, he's still a little bit wary because he, like, obviously his children are behind him. His mate is next to him, still, to his knowledge, unconscious.
Right.
But
With
he
that
is not
seven,
he's like not aggressive to you, and I'd say like his attention is on you. But he's
yeah, with
probably
that
just like,
17, am I able to sit down on the ground and kind of hold out the meat to him, and maybe scoot a bit closer?
I could say so. Like it's gonna be one of those things where it's like it's not good enough to get him to like walk away with you, but like if you approach
No,
him with the meat, he's not going to lash out at you.
bite me or that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
We could
Um,
kill the
I
parent,
kind of.
get the
Oh.
children to the teenagers in town, and then in like 10 years they can bring balance to the nation.
Yeah, they
Those
solve all
people will be
problems.
dead in 10 years. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's long playing it.
How much health would it be to get the unconscious wolf back up?
Pull out the spear.
I mean, in 5e, mechanically, it just like any healing brings it back up.
Okay. The spear is still in its side.
Yeah, we can say that.
I will try to gently remove it without trying to kill it. I'm going to be expending lay on hands to try and make sure it doesn't die while I'm pulling it out.
All right. We will say probably like, well, I mean, I don't think it really matters. You do see like when you pull the spear out, even as careful as you can be, it does cause the blood to start flowing more freely, which mechanically I guess we could say it would be like a failed death save. But with you planning on hitting it with some lay on hands, you kind of see the wounds that were grievous closing up, and while it's not 100%, I'm assuming you're not healing it up 100%.
No,
It
just enough
is,
that it's out of danger.
yeah. So you can literally use 1 point for that.
All right.
And you close up the wounds enough that it's still kind of beaten up, and it's not happy, but it is.
I will.
It's alive. It's stable. It's breathing steadily again.
I'll pat it on the head and give it 2 more.
Okay.
And it's awake now?
Yeah, and so you kind of see it kind of comes to with like
Okay.
a gentle whine, and the wolf that you were giving the meat to is kind of turns back around and sees that, like, kind of sees the residual glow from Fenrir's hands
Yeah.
as he draws away from its mate. And
I'd like to wander on over behind it and bring the other piece of meat that I've got for the injured one.
yeah, totally.
Cool.
I'm gonna get up and head back towards the bandit. My helmet is still off.
What do you want, man? I guess not, man. Thing.
I take offense to that. I'm guessing you're with the bandit group that's been causing trouble around here.
No.
I'm going to.
Am I able to hear
I'm
this?
going to get bend down, put my hands on my knees, and just kind of stare at him. But it's gonna. All he can see is the inside of the armor.
Jesus. Duchess, you can probably hear the bandit more than Fenrir, just because of how he is talking to people. But I mean, you're fairly close. If you wanted to get closer, you could probably hear the whole thing. But you definitely hear the bandit's responses to it. And
It's just you just hear a face palm.
And
Press that again.
uh,
Where are they? I'm going to roll intimidation again.
Can I assist by using prestidigitation to make lightning appear in one of my hands and just go, I have ways of making people talk.
yeah,
And that's so I would get advantage on that intimidation.
Yes.
yeah.
So the first one would have been a 15. That's a 19.
Nice. We got some money. We were told to come here, just, cause some trouble anytime someone came down the path. We're supposed to take what they had and send them on their way. It wasn't a big deal. Then we came out in the woods. We saw the den. We thought it's just some easy extra coins to get some pelts. I don't know what you want from me.
Where is your camp?
I mean, we were just set up at the mine. They stopped coming. We thought it'd be a just fine place to kind of set up till we got told otherwise.
Thank you. I'm going to shield bash his face. Knock him
Thank
unconscious.
you. He's such.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
you knock him unconscious. I feel like the dog perks up at that, but it's uh smart enough to not do anything.
Yeah, I don't want to put
Yeah.
down a dog
Yeah.
at this moment in time. I take out
Yeah.
the rope. In my
Or you
back
just
and
say
tie him up.
sit in a very, just say sit in a very menacing voice and he'll sit. I'm sure he's full trained.
Sit.
Does the dog
Um,
sit?
yeah, does the dog sit?
I believe it was lying down already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sat.
It's set. Okay. While everything is going on, I'm going to go collect my arrows. So, yeah.
After I get done tying
Two
him
of
up,
them
I'll
are the
put my
same
helmet
guy.
back. I put my helmet back on. That was fun.
He goes,
And I will leave most of the meat with the wolves.
I will also kind of search the bodies of the two or
Yeah.
the bandits, see if they got anything important on them.
Yeah.
I'll do the same as I'm collecting the arrow from the runner.
Yeah. Do an investigation check. Anyone that's looting bodies.
If y'all want to investigate any of the other two that are near us.
yeah, I'm gonna more look at the man that I destroyed the spine of and be like,
Good
that's a lot
times.
more visceral than the target dummies. The people break so much more.
Ugh.
It almost
I
feels
got an
good.
11 for my guy.
I also got an
I'll
11.
roll investigation as well. Ooh, 21.
Did you say
Nice.
you also got an 11?
Yeah, Finner got 11 as well.
Yeah. So it's enough to you all find like on top of like they've got some equipment, which is like they were all carrying swords. One of them must have had a spear. Um, they've got a short bow kind of thing. They do
I have a dagger.
have a pouch of. They each have like a pouch full of 20 gold pieces,
Nice.
which
I'll happily add that.
feels like it would be higher than you'd kind of expect just
Would
to be walking around with.
would it be?
Mhm.
Is it?
I
Yeah.
guess you
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. I just look up at you and be like,
Also,
yeah.
also,
Lorazes pulls his pouch and he's like, "Man, these guys were poor."
I'll also strip
I'm
the.
almost out of money. My coin purse is flush right now.
And then,
I'm also going to make sure the bandit we have tied up has no daggers or anything else.
yeah, you can fully
Hey, if you do
disarm
find
him
daggers,
and
can I have them?
tie him up.
Sure, I have no need.
Yes.
Let me check. They might have had daggers.
When we tie up
Yeah,
the bandit that's unconscious, can I put a lead from that bandit to the dog? And
Just
just
have
be
the
like,
dog track it back to camp.
I was just, I assume
now the
if
dog
we-
can't run away without being stuck to that.
Well, I was gonna assume we were going to take him back and
Yeah.
inform the captain.
Yeah. So it's not their equipment, but we'll say, Duchess, you can find 2 daggers between the 5 of them. And Songshen, everyone else, like, they just kind of quickly counted, realized it's a kind of higher number than usual. You, like, pick one out and you kind of inspect it, and you do see on one side is kind of like this, like the head of like this elegant elf king, and on the other side is like this, the head of a stag, and you would know that this basically means these gold coins were not minted in the kingdom. They were, this is like the official mint of the Wood Elf Kingdom.
I would know that, right?
You would know that, yeah.
I would know that.
You would also
Hey
know
guys,
that.
these coins
I
are
would
not from
not.
around here.
Oh, I have some of those. Like a quarter of my money is probably minted like that.
Finra will take one out.
That's weird, right?
This
Like,
Is it?
this is not.
That's actually interesting,
It's not a good
because if they were only taking the iron shipments,
He said they were paid to.
Do the
cause
wood elf
trouble.
use iron? I rarely see
yeah.
them use it.
They were paid to cause trouble. This
So that means,
means they were hired.
can we not go through this again, please? Okay. Means that, yeah, you're right. It means they're hired from someplace in the Elven Kingdom.
It's not
That's great.
good. He'll put the coin back.
No, it's not.
it's
The captain.
I
probably
have lots of
fine.
influence there.
That's great.
I suggest we take him.
Yeah,
back.
no, I just don't want another war. Once was enough for me.
That's fair. My family mostly ignored the war.
I don't know that I know anything about. Do I know anything about the war?
You even like conscious during the war, buddy, old boy?
Yeah.
It
I
was
don't-
50 years ago, I believe.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think Finra will
Yeah.
have that knowledge.
Yeah. Larasis was a child during it.
Probably
Yeah.
my previous.
Like a
life.
child.
Fenrir potentially knows about it if he had his memories, but he has no knowledge of it. I don't know. We haven't decided what memories you still have yet, or
Oh,
how
how old I am.
or how old you would have been before. So we'll probably say you don't know anything about the war. That's
Fair.
probably safer. You'd have to be probably at least somewhere between 70 to 80 years old to
Mhm.
have been at the age where you would have known it was happening, and then before you were offed.
Mhm.
So, can I get perception checks from all of you?
Perception.
13.
Oh yeah, we've completely disregarded the
16.
dwarves.
They're fine. 16.
D&D Beyond's trying to butter me up, so I spend money on it.
Yeah. It's like, you don't roll this well on Shard, do you?
It knows.
I got a 5.
Mostly everyone. Because it
I got a
is
16.
it is in the distance. Yeah. But you hear kind of the sound of thunder, like when a storm is happening, but it's not near you. And
Does the air smell wet?
it does not. And the sound is coming from back south from where you came from.
The town.
How
Can I-
much does everybody want to bet that town just got blown up?
With my arcane knowledge, can I detect whether that was a natural sounding thunder or a magically sounding thunder?
You can.
Is that going to be Arcana or Nature?
I feel like you want to be Arcana, right?
I want it to be Arcana, yeah.
I'll let it be Arcana.
10.
Big boys.
To you, it definitely sounded artificial,
Oh god, we should go.
but
Could
I'm
just
not
fix
sure
up
you
the
know what
engine?
natural thunder sounds like.
I certainly do.
We need to get back now.
That sounded like at least decent magic. We should
I look at Songshen and be like, so, how much do you want to bet the town just blew up?
Fingers
Ah,
picking up the
I don't want to bet on that.
the person.
That seems like a bad thing.
Yes.
He looked to the follow. And Finner's heading back towards the town.
well,
And
hopefully the wall wasn't damaged, or the mayor would be having an absolute fit. He has enough stress on
he
his
has
hands.
so much on his plate right now.
I'm more worried about everyone in the town.
Oh, right, the people.
Oh,
Lorazis is
yes,
eventually going to
that's
learn to
right.
think about them.
wait, no.
Yeah.
Think
About them third or
happy.
fourth.
Oh right.
Yeah. So, we did
The
go.
working class is important, and we do need to preserve it at some point.
So I think we'll go ahead and end there with y'all heading back to town. I will say, it doesn't take much as you turn back around. You do kind of see like a smoke cloud kind of billowing.
Oh, good.
Huh. Knew it.
So we will end there. And I will see y'all next week. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for
Okay.
coming out.
I'm also having fun.
Yay.
Great.
Yeah.
We'll try and
No one's tried to team kill Erasmus yet, so it's been going really good.
I know.
He's
You
a
have
lot
an
more
True.
calm than he was than the preview was, I will say.
I did
have-
tell Duchess that you had told me she was going to be the one you were the most nice around because her name was Duchess and you assumed that meant she was high class.
Oh, she's higher ranked than everyone else here. She's a
Yeah.
duchess.
I was like, out of everyone, you're the one he might actually be nice to. And not for the right reasons.
I
Yeah.
do want to try
You're-
to get something for Fenrir's voice that I can use. So I'll be looking into that
Yeah.
later on this week and whatnot.
Sounds good.
Poor guy, you're not going to be able to get with me the way you want to get with me, and I am so sorry about that. But it's going to be very entertaining for the rest of the people.
You just deserve respect more than the other people.
Wow.
I mean, that's fair.
Right up until you realize where I came from.
Then
Oh,
how
Fine,
did
at
you
the moment,
become
I'm
a
still trying to get
duchess? That
inside
doesn't make
Reno's armor.
sense.
You'll especially
You get the fuck. That's how I got named Duchess.
you'll especially prefer to be more around Fenrir if he gets his memories back.
Oh, that'd
Or
be
even
great.
His body.
Ooh.
And
Either.
yes, I would say it'd be interesting for
And
him to get his
I
body
don't
back.
have a mysterious backstory at all. I have a loving family filled with rich, entitled nobles.
I mean,
Loving might be a stretch. You have an
They're
Okay, family.
they're morally obligated to acknowledge my existence. That's a
Yeah.
lot more love than I think I'm equipped to handle. So
Like, if loving is on one end and all the characters I give you are on the other, you've settled right in the middle. You are the neutral of us,
Wow.
of having alive parents
Uh.
and how much they love you.
I'm not
Yeah.
even sure what I'm not even sure what would happen to Fenrir's family and whatnot. Would they even be able to recognize him at this point? Probably not. If they were just going based off of voice.
Yeah.
any of them are still alive. He could have killed them all.
But hold on.
True.
My guy wasn't that type of guy.
No, he's talking about maybe
You
I
don't
killed
know
them
that.
all. Yeah. All right. Well, I will see y'all next week. Have a good night. Take it easy.
Okay.
Bye.
True.
Bye.
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 All right. For everyone that came to watch, thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next Tuesday around the same time. And if you're looking for a game to join, the Discord server that's in my Twitch bio has multiple campaigns running, and a lot of us are still looking for players. So come hang out. We love new people. Bye.